Definitely know he paid.
I paid.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'm going to tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Hey. Good morning.
Hey, I wait for Mike to go, hey, where the hell did he just go to? Hey, well, it's Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends minus Michael Sean. I guess he'll pop right back in. He just dropped.
The last thing I heard him say was, I paid.
I said, did you pay your cable bill? Because he was a little fuzzy, y'all. And then he said, I paid. And then he's gone. But he'll pop right back in. It was Monday, February 28th, the last day of Black History Month, people. This is our last official day that they give us, I guess. That they give us.
Something for us?
Well, yeah, it's always something. It's always something. It's a bunch of Black history out here.
Facts,
I was gonna do Candy Burris. I felt like she needed to get some Black history love. But Kathy Black is up. All right, let me see. This is Mike.
He says he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, his cable's in and out.
He just having issues. That's all.
Yeah, having a rough. He's having a rough morning. Yeah.
It's a Monday.
Keep trying. I'm telling him, keep trying to reboot. What do we got? So today is Monday. That just threw me for.
Oh, this is Mike Sean's birthday week.
Yeah, his birthday week.
Yeah,
his birthday March the 2nd.
51.
Oh, he's gonna be 51. He's old.
51. He looks good.
I'm playing. Because people that's 50 right now, like what?
Yeah.
I only wish to make it. Calling Comcast. I only wish to make it to 51.
Good morning, Jeanette.
I want to make it to half a century.
He's making a phone call right now, so we got to hold this down for a little while. So listen, y'all. While we're doing that, let me see if I still have this. What is it? Wednesday? Wednesday is the 2nd. Wednesday is Mike's birthday, and he has a goal to raise of $2,000. His Cash App. Okay, so get your $5 together. Hey, Kelly J, what's up with you? And we're gonna all make his Cash App. We want to fill it up for his birthday.
I'm gonna show him some love. Everybody get $5. That'd be dope.
$5.
$5.
$5. Or you could do $1. It's cool.
I think I'll do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Good morning.
Probably more than $5 though.
I say Kathy Black, what up? Jeanette Rochelle up early with us, waiting for Mike to pop again. Kelly J, slow your roll. What up, DJ? Slow your roll. Good morning, Black people.
Oh, we got to shout out slow your roll. Okay, so I want to wait for Mike to be here before we talk about what we did over the weekend. Slow your roll, Kelly J, got to shout them out. The MVP podcast, they really held everything down for Medium Room this weekend. So I appreciate them
and
more than they know.
In the Jersey area, there is a show. Welcome back to the Philly, South Jersey area that Mike we got going on in South Jersey and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm gonna find a flyer to put up, but
when is it?
It's the 3rd. This Thursday. We're gonna be at the spot.
Ain't nobody get there that fast. Dang.
Well, it ain't but
I didn't know it was a welcome back show.
You on private jets and stuff. I mean, what?
Well, you know what? We might be able to work that out. I didn't even think about that. I
pack up the wig, and go fly private. Spontaneous flights that we be taking. Like you never know.
And ask him, can we fly to Jersey to see Mike on Thursday?
It's Thursday. Yes, Thursday.
I mean, Mike had told me about the show, but I didn't realize it was like that. He was like, "Yeah, I got a show after my birthday." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, we'll be there for the Apollo."
Yeah, I know this party should be dope though. People reaching out that I ain't heard from in a long time. Like, yo, I need you to put me on the list. So I know there's going to be a nice event when we start hearing from people.
See, this is what I be talking about. Y'all always leave me out. Y'all always leave me out until the last minute.
Huh?
Y'all leave me out to the last minute. Like now you talking about, it's gonna be a big deal. That should have been said like a couple of weeks ago.
No, I'd rather save you all for the Apollo, to be honest. The New York thing is bigger. It is. They both all dope, but yeah, the New York is even better. But yeah, so Mike Sean is having some cable technical difficulties. Good morning, Sequisa. So he should be joining us soon. So I don't know how much Shani want to hold off on her weekend, because I saw some photos.
You saw some photos? What you see?
I saw some photos that you posted. And I was looking. I was like, look at the girls. They were hanging out with some people that everyone will know. And I was like, oh, where are they at? They had the rocking the new Media Room 360 shirts. I was a little jelly because I didn't get one. I was looking like, oh, okay.
Listen, guess who made them?
Shiny Scott. Who made the shirt?
Nope.
Carly?
the girls. Yeah,
the
Carly made them.
Okay. They both made it nice. So they produced their own gear. I love it.
They do.
I love it.
They absolutely do. But yeah, so this weekend, it was a really good weekend for
put me on the list. Yeah, everybody want to be on the list. I'm sorry, go ahead. That's funny.
Who said put me on the list?
Jeanette, my sister.
So first on Saturday morning, got a shout out to my girl, Sexy Mo. Mm-hmm. I did something for her that I really, really enjoy doing, which is speaking to young people. So she's a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Mm-hmm. And the Philly Zetas have this something that she put together, and I can never remember the name of it. This is terrible. But it's a professional series where they have professionals come in and talk to the students in the greater Philadelphia area, high school students, college students, just some people that needed to be mentored. So I spent an hour with her, and I have to shout out to my kids because I knew that it was supposed to happen at 12 o'clock. It was virtual, mm-hmm. But we on different coasts.
And that hour difference makes a difference. Central Standard Time versus East, it'll throw you off every time. But go ahead. So you were late.
The girls,
you better not have been late.
I was taking them to an event. The Media Room had a funeral that we had to tape and do some stuff for them. So I was gonna take them there so I could do what I needed to do with Mo. And the baby girl was like, "Mommy, what time is your speaking event?" I said, "It's at 12 o'clock. I got time. It's 11." She said, "No, it's 12 o'clock on the East Coast."
Good morning,
and
Mark.
I was like, "But it's 12 o'clock." I said, "Wait, let me look at this email." And of course, it said Eastern Standard Time. So I clicked in and made it and was able to, talk to the kids about the young people about being unstoppable. That probably was one of the highlights. I enjoyed the whole weekend, but I really enjoyed doing that. Then after we got the funeral, I got Mo taken care of. We got the funeral taken care of.
We're gonna come back to taping funerals, though. We're gonna come back to that. But go ahead.
Listen, that was a mess.
I never heard of having a funeral. We need to get it recorded and taped, and we need to hire somebody. But keep going with you, so I don't want to distract you.
They streamed it. They stream. That's what they wanted, but the church that it was at, they weren't set up for that. And really, the only thing we were supposed to tape was the remarks, because the family didn't put a section in there for people to, how people come up and they get a little 2-minute remark about the person. Mm-hmm. What they said, they weren't going to do that. So that was the purpose of me going, to be able to allow people to record their remarks about the pastor that passed. Well, when I'm there, I'm a videographer. So I'm looking and I'm like, now some of this needs to be captured and we can package it together and it'll be a real nice package for them. And so it was hard to find a spot because it was a small church in the hood. The only people that knew I was there was the daughter. The daughter and her husband are the ones that, reached out to me and set everything up.
They wanted you to have the Kanye documentation going on. Okay.
Yeah, and so the rest of the people was like, "Well, who are you?" And we don't know nothing about this. And it's like, okay,
we don't want you up in here filming no funeral. It's not normal.
The daughter wanted that. Yes, it is. They do it all the time. They do this all the time. This is
so you just go back and watch the funeral, the replay. Like
some people do. Like, because for my grandfather's, we did that. My grandfather's funeral is on YouTube. It was streamed, everything, because people couldn't make it because he's, part of his family was in California, and they're up in age. They couldn't make it, so they watched it online.
Wow.
But yeah, we have DVDs of everybody. But
but yeah, so
at
you
the
had to
end,
film. That's just
yeah, but the thing is, they had people that did remarks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They were up there
Mm-hmm.
giving remarks, so I taped that. And then, because I was like, I think they wasn't doing no remarks, because that made the funeral longer. And one man got up there. He was the pastor's uncle. So if he was the pastor's uncle, he was old. And he was like, I know they told me I only had 2 minutes, but I'm his uncle. And so he talked for
And I'm
like
going to tell
10
my story.
minutes.
I want to get this
And
off
I
my
was like,
chest.
oh my God, I am ready to go. But then at the end of the funeral, as they were getting closer and people started leaving out, I, was moving closer so I could get a better shot. And I had to get over here. And why are you here? And this, that, and the other. So I went on the other side of the church to tape. And then they were doing like the final viewing. And the lady that asked me to tape, the daughter, they were like, her family got so mad at me. Like it was about to be a fight. So I just turned the camera off because
they didn't want you there. Streaming is something different. I see my sister text Sean Robinson said since the pandemic, streaming the funeral, I can get that because people that can't be there, they can somewhat be there. But to have it, have it documented and you getting quotes and comments and you putting the whole reel together and recording the whole thing and to watch it back later.
That's what they wanted. That's what the man's daughter wanted. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Well, I guess
I had to text her and tell her, "Hey, I'm sorry, but this is all I got, and I didn't want to be disrespectful or to anybody else there." And she was upset, and I was
next time that happens, just say, I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm here at the request of the family.
Oh, I did that.
I'm sorry for
they were not. They weren't trying to hear
that.
Say
it everywhere as you move around.
They were not trying to hear that. Girl, I packed my little stuff up, and I was like, "All right, girls, come on, let's go." And they were like, "You a lot of times,
but you know what? A lot of times, like the comments and stuff, I've seen even taken at the repass. When people sharing stories or whatever. But it's not their funeral. The family, it's what the family wants and how the family wants that person to be remembered. That's just what it is. People so
and I'm like, I don't even know y'all. Y'all are not the ones that cut my checks. So
right.
I don't know, but I wasn't gonna argue with them. And she was like, well, after a while, she texted me. She was like, oh, that was my sister and my aunt, and I'm so sorry they were that way. Well, baby, they made me shut it all down because I wasn't
and you know what?
To argue with nobody. I had a headache.
And the ones complaining ain't paying for this, right, Stacey?
Yeah.
Good morning, Afro Queen.
Good morning, you can't get a refund because that money is already spent. Moving on.
Well, no, and this family wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. I'm just the footage that I have. I'll just put that together and I'll make something nice out of it. But and I think I got enough footage to do what.
And that's such a beautiful thing. Like that's a beautiful thing that you can do. That a lot of people
to watch somebody in the casket.
So it's her dad. This is her dad.
Yes,
I don't want that. I guess you want to remember people for how they were when they were living. I don't know if I want to watch the replay of the funeral. Like I guess to each his own. No, I kind of.
So today makes a year for me that my grandmother passed last year. And I have photos. My cousin's a professional photographer. But we did not get it on live stream. And it wasn't so much like how you did, Shawnee, took footage. I wish I would have had the forethought to hire someone like you to do that, because the actual eulogy itself was beautiful. It was beautiful. So it wasn't so much J Black like capturing the body and that much, but just the day, the actual day. Because a lot of times when you're in a funeral, the mindset, you miss everything. You miss a lot of things because you're grieving, you're mourning. You miss the message that the pastor may bring. So yeah, I wish I could have had that done. I think that's a nice service that you offer.
Kelly said, "Was you in the hood? You was in the hood, Shawnee?"
Oh yeah, I was in the hood.
She was in the hood. You was in the hood or the hood?
No, I was in the hood because I was gonna let the girls do it because that's something they could handle while I was doing what I was doing with Mo. But when I drove up to that, I said, "Oh, now I got to be right here with y'all. I'm gonna have to do this from. I'm gonna have to do."
Did they have security?
Girl, no. And it was just one of them little churches in the middle of the hood, like when there was 2 other churches on the end of the corner. You know, the hoods where it's a church on every corner.
On every corner.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about Deacon Brown right here.
Your point.
I'm going across the street. I'm going across the street.
I don't know. We don't know. But and then so after that, we leave and we go to Texas Entertainment Day. They had that in Dallas. It's put on by a young lady named Amber who works with Ricky. I can't remember nobody's last names today. Ricky is the owner of Breakfast Brothers. And they had this thing where all independent artists could come out and showcase who they are. So it's like Radio Row. It was like a Radio Row set up. And so shout out to the MVP podcast. That's DJ Slow Your Roll, Cray 24/7, and DJ Rip. And they went and set that up.
Nice.
Did the interviews, held everything down for the media room. Kelly J showed up. She was
all right, Kelly.
Of course, our general manager of Media Room 360 was there. Big Bink. Action Jackson came through, and by the time I got there at the last hour of the event, which was at 5 o'clock, it ended at 6. I got there about 5.
But you had a long day. You have a reason. You had a long day.
So that's why I appreciate them so much, because I didn't get no whole bunch of phone calls and like, well, what we don't know what to do. You know,
what's up with that? They can't handle it without you.
Yeah. Slow and Craig got there first, and they held everything down. You know, when I walked in the door, people were like, "Oh my God, that's your booth. Your booth is popping. Y'all got the best booth. It's the most popping booth." And it really was, because when I went up there, Slow had his setup. So he was playing, like, as the artist came up, they would interview them and play their song at the same time. But it wasn't just like rappers and singers. It was models. There were TikTok influencers. It was a lot of people there. Yeah, it was good. So the footage will be coming for that. Okay, then after that, we had the Legends of Hip Hop concert at the Majestic Theater here in Dallas. And so that was on the lineup was Trina.
Well, I about to say, let me be the deciding factor if they were legends.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
I will decide when you say the Legends of Hip Hop.
Here we go.
Let me hear some of these names you said. I'd say they're legends.
All right. Well, we had Trina.
Oh, yes. The baddest.
Trick Daddy.
Okay.
No, good performance.
Twister.
Legend.
Twister.
Legend.
Shout
out to
Too Short.
Okay.
Mystical.
Yeah. Mystical.
Those are legends. Yes.
Juvenile.
When I think of legends, but keep going. I mean,
those
sound like
those are poignant people.
Yes.
So think about the era and the era that they were in. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep going. It sounds like a good show.
Look, so Trina paved way for the City Girls. Like, come on, like groups like that. She paved the way for these
Trina's
little girls.
not the first name that's coming to my mind or top 10 when I think of it. But go ahead. I don't want to kill this joy. I don't want to be that guy today.
But and then the headliner was Juvenile.
Okay. No, actually sound like a really good lineup.
That's
some
dope.
Music, some music we ain't heard in a while. They had some hits for sure. Feel good. And I saw the girls post a picture with DJ Spenderella. I was like,
oh yeah, that was Sunday. We ain't even got to Sunday yet.
Okay.
That was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
Yeah, this is Saturday. They got Tamron got a picture with Too Short. And we got some drops from some of them. And I'll get them together and put them up here.
My ass whooped when I was younger singing Freaky Tales. That was Freaky Tales. Yes, I got my ass whooped.
I tell so well. Yeah, so it was fun, but it was crazy.
Yeah,
you know, I haven't been backstage like that in a minute. And this was for the MVP podcast because their show is gonna kick off. So it was so crazy. I ended up doing most of the interviews that they were able to, but we worked well as a team. So like I just be grabbing people like, hey, I
teamwork make the dream work. That's how it happens.
You gotta grip them up.
I need you to do this.
I need you to record you real quick. Hey,
like Trick Daddy. Let me tell you about this nigga. I wanted to pop him in his head. I had to ask him 3 times, and on that 3rd time, I was like, "Look, motherfucker, you don't remember me." And he was like, I know who you are, Wonder Woman. Well, why do you can't just give me 2 minutes? Why am I having to go through all of this with you?
Right.
And he was like, well, talk to my manager. Talk to your manager. And the dude was
We're
right
not
there.
gonna do
and
that.
He was like, well, what you want to ask him? I want to ask him why he giving me such a hard time for these 2 minutes.
You don't
talk to me.
He gonna say because wait, Sean. He gonna say because I'm a legend. But go ahead.
No, then the nigga gonna rattle off my name talking about okay, Shawnee. Bitch, you for real? We do
in her too short voice.
That's what we doing tonight.
That was Trick Daddy. She said.
Yes,
Trick Daddy dollars.
I remember you. Okay, but damn, come on. I was like, oh my God, I am back here, gorilla, in gorilla mode, trying to chase these.
So Quisa said Trick Daddy Dollars is an a-hole.
He's really not. He's really not.
And they didn't know what type of day you had. You was all over the doggone place. And then it's 5 o'clock and I gotta ask your manager the question I want to ask you for him to go back to the
2 minutes.
Because you got these girls back here, because he had the biggest, he had the largest, room
entourage. Okay,
no, he didn't have a big entourage.
Okay,
but he had all the groupies. So when I went in there,
Daddy's still pulling them.
Listen, they were in there. Listen, these girls were in there dancing on each other for him.
Somebody's auntie, somebody auntie, well, go show auntie.
Girls. No, these were young girls.
Oh, okay.
No, they were young. I don't know what had happened. Something happened, but I was like, okay, well, this is all I need from you. I don't that the child doing, hey, trendsetter, that's on y'all. So we got through that night. And then Sunday, that's when the girls met Spin, because we had a meeting with one of the club owners here about some stuff we want to do. Mm-hmm. And Spin was she eats at this place all the time. Her and the club owner are really good friends. And so the girls got to meet Spinderella.
No, you ain't put up no pictures. I was waiting for you to have pictures as you was talking. The Trick Daddy photos, the two.
Well, I am. It's just been like Saturday. I started at 6:30 in the morning. We didn't get home till 1:30 in the morning. And then Sunday I had to get up and do it all over again. So I haven't pulled any of the footage. I ain't pulled none of it, but I will. And
well, you're going to be busy this week.
I'm going to be very busy this week because I got stuff for Mo. I got stuff for Mike. I got this stuff, but we're going to get
and it's all going to be featured on Media Room 360.
Yeah, it's evergreen, so it'll never the way I got it and captured it, it's not dated. So whenever I put it up, it'll work.
That's the best.
But shout out to the MVP podcast because right now, Cray sent me over all his stuff because Cray actually got on the stage and took photos and video of the concert. Slow got some footage of that. So I'm going to put that up this week. Cray captured a really nice photo up because Juvenile does something where he gets in the crowd and he gets everybody to turn their lights on and he lays in the crowd with them and takes this picture.
Nice.
Juvie.
Nice.
Juvie, great.
Yeah, that's who was the asshole because he wouldn't take no picture with my babies.
What?
He had the smoke. I was like, fuck you, nigga.
Well, you gotta respect he ain't want to smell around a girl.
Listen here. In this day and time, especially when you competing with the baby, Lil Baby, all of the young groups now, he better take some damn pictures. Take some pictures with some kids.
They went to sleep at the concerts. They went in one of the dressing rooms. They went to sleep. Carly went to sleep on the stage at first. She was like, I'm tired. I don't care about these old people.
Right. Good morning.
They said, "Where's young? What is it? NBA young boy?
NBA young boy."
They were excited about the TikTokers, like they knew all of them,
all of the influence. So those are the real stars now. Like like artists, okay, but the social media influencers, those are the real stars.
Yeah, they that's what they were excited about that they met. I can't even think of the kids' names. This group, but they it's a song that's TikTok famous and that I hear all the time. And I'm like, that's these kids? Oh, that's pretty good. And no, Sean, I didn't get flown out.
You ain't get flued out.
This weekend, I was too busy to get flued out.
she was busy being a boss. She's running a company.
Yeah. But he flew in. I'll say that. He flew in. Yeah.
Is that their name? Click for Stars? Is that their name?
Click for Stars. Okay. I think that's their name. Yeah. I think Kelly talked to them. We have her on video interviewing them a little bit.
Nice.
What's the name of that song? Here Come the Freaks, or Where Go the Freaks? Look at the freaks. I don't know. It's but it's a little catchy thing and it's cute.
Click for Stars.
I'm
so out of the loop.
Listen, and when I saw all them kids, I didn't know what was going on.
There's such a huge influx of TikTok stars and just social media influencers, like the dance moves.
They're doing a bunch of dance stuff. Yeah.
I feel old. I can't keep up.
Yeah. So with the shirts though, I saw Mark say a 4X. If somebody did want to buy one of the Media Room 360 shirts to support, like how could I buy one? Or can I? Oh, y'all not selling them yet?
I mean, we will. Shit, I'll put a website up.
Just a link.
Let me give Amir the link. Mike is having some cable issues. He was fine for like literally the first 3 seconds of us going live.
At this point, his cable company should be sponsoring us, like throwing us a whole wire. Like, you have messed up so many shows.
It's like, so he's trying to reboot and you got to reboot the modem and all that stuff. So he's handling that stuff right now. We
have the same internet company, and I had problems last week. So
good morning, Ashley. Good morning, everyone. So Mo, how was your week before we move on and start talking about some stuff that's in the news?
It's been a long weekend. I like Shawnee have been working back to back on things. But I will say this is the last year of the free. This is the last year of the free. I repeat, this is the last year of the free.
The last day. It should be the last day, not the last year. Don't go through the whole year. Just say this the last day.
I do so much. I do so much free stuff that can be monetized. And I want to beat myself later. What does it say? Get on her J Black for only having 3 shirts. No one people want to buy. Oh,
I got on J Black for only having 5
exclusive.
Shirts.
Right.
5 shirts.
Exclusive. But yeah, I'm gonna stop doing so much free stuff. I love to give back, but I can't be looking out here, just giving away so much free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
But other than that, I had a great weekend. We had domestic violence forum for my sorority. That was really informing. And then, of course, Shawnee came through and blessed the gyms, blessed the students with the gyms. And that's going to be, you're going to be able to kind of see what she's doing. I learned a lot about Shawnee this weekend, like things I didn't even know.
She spoke to the your members and gave them words of encouragement, some experience.
I got kind of like a TED talk with business, like a business model, how to get there, what you shouldn't do. It was really, really great content. So I got great feedback from that. So I'm excited.
Okay.
We might have to redo it. Like we might have to revisit it or do like a part 2.
Oh,
I really enjoyed it. Yes.
But it's funny you say that. Like, I learned something new because Bink always says that when he comes to my events, he's like, as long as I've known you, I never knew that.
I never knew this.
Every time you speak, I learned something new.
Yes. I was like, what? Wait, really? But no, it was exciting. And, we're going to continue with this professional pathways. And hopefully we can get it on Media Room 360. I'm going to work with Shawnee on some things, but I think going on in the future, I'm excited. Like I was like, she was like, yeah, and then I gotta go and do. I was like, Shawnee was on the move on Saturday. She was on the move Saturday. So yeah, great weekend for me.
And I watched your TED talk too.
Sequisa shouted out.
Good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, well, I would tell Mo. Sequisa said sign her up for it too. She's available.
Absolutely. I sure will. I will definitely contact you.
Yes, I did that for free.
So
we can give back as Black History.
So let me say this. In terms of that, I pride myself on being a servant leader, and honestly, that will never change. I'll always give back to that because that's what I pledge to do. But I think it's great when you can give back to students. Now, I ain't saying give everything away for free. I ain't saying give away the whole house, but certainly giving back to our community and not information hoarding. Like, what we are, we do. We information hoard. We don't want nobody. It's like crabs in a barrel. Sometimes we don't want people to get, more successful than us. Not saying us, the squares, but just as a society, a lot of times you're like, no, I ain't gonna tell them how to do this because, they might do better than me, or, go try to take my business. And I always tell people, it's 50 million, toilet paper companies out here. You think Charmin worried about what Scott Tissue doing? No. They're going to continue to sell they're going to continue to sell paper to wipe your ass. So if you got a paper that you want, some toilet paper you want to put out there, and I'm just using that as a talking point, but if you have a product or you know that you're good at something, go do it. Go do it. Don't matter if there's a lot of other people out there doing it. Go do it.
Look
So
at this.
This was
like
great.
that, I give a lot of information because it's like they're kids, they are the future, so they should be better than me.
You are very, very open.
That, hey, this is what you got to watch. It's one thing I didn't say, and I have to talk to you about it. So if we do it again, I'll find out if it's going to be okay for me to say that. Okay. So I was like, I don't want them to be like, what did she just?
Gotcha.
It's like, if you want to be in the entertainment industry, just let me get real with you.
Gotcha.
This is what it is.
No, maybe we can do a panel, even a panel next time to kind of talk about the different, like the diversity of the business, the good and the bad, and the worst.
Mm-hmm. You just brought back my memory of me talking to some high school kids, and not even high school. It was middle school, and I told them college ain't for everybody. Don't feel like you got to go to college, and I got in trouble. All them teachers were so mad at me after my speech.
But that's probably one of the more important reasons why I started the professional pathways, because kids do need to see that there are other ways and other methods to get to your end goal or to climb the ladder of success. All we preach to them is go to a 4-year university. And you gotta go to college, gotta go to college. And a lot of times people will tell you that you should go to college and go get a 4-year degree, don't even have one themselves, because it was ingrained in them that if you have went to college, you would be successful. And that's not, it's a great, yes, I'm not saying that college is not needed, but I am saying that that's not the only method to get to the mountaintop. So to speak.
And that's where I had to catch myself, because when I went into the part where I dropped out and I was like, okay, wait a minute, this is not.
But they needed to hear that. No. They needed to hear that because that was your journey. That was your journey. They needed to hear that. And I don't think that you said it in a way to say, that's what you need to do. You're saying, this is what happened to me. This is my story. This is how I got here. And sometimes it's not dressed up in a pretty bow. I don't know anybody's journey that has been dressed up in a pretty bow, who haven't had, times where you're like, oh, I probably could have done this another way or done this better. And you did go back and touch on that. You did say, I wish I would have finished then versus coming back now, but it still would help you get to where you are now. So I think it was very transparent. It was amazing. It wasn't boring, which, sometimes holding kids' attention span is like another Zoom. I think that you hit the mark with making sure that you captured and kept everybody engaged. So I enjoyed it.
And then real quick, so Sean, Sean is his son's birthday coming up March 9th. So we definitely link up, Sean.
The future CEO and quarterback. He be training so hard. I be all the videos, Sean. I'm like, look at babies. We got to do something for all the babies.
And
like you got to get when he has a game or something. Y'all kids have games, send them to us. We can't make all of them, but and I'm big on supporting the kids. Yeah,
we love the kids. Absolutely, we're doing. He needs that support, and Sean is heavy in his son's life. He's documenting his whole sports journey and setting him up, calling him the future CEO. So. Absolutely, Sean. We got you.
Nice.
But Sheree looked like I hit a nerve with a couple people. Maybe I'm not as crazy sometimes as people say, Shawnee. I'm not off of it.
No, it's not. But you have to also have a follow-up statement to that, Jay Black, because kids hear what they want to hear. And they'll say, well, Mr. Jay Black said, I ain't got to go to college. I don't need college. No, but you're right. You do need some type of skill. You need some type of skill set. And then you need to explain to me what you want to be. And then I'm going to tell you how to get to the bag. And you're right, debt is no joke. But you know what? There are so many ways to get your college funded. My parents weren't knowledgeable, so that's why I got all of this debt. They weren't knowledgeable on scholarships and how many ways to fund your education. Good morning, Michael Sean. They weren't knowledgeable on that. So one of the things that I do when you come to one of my my workshops, at the end, if you stay for the whole program, you actually get a full-fledged email with all of these links for scholarships and ways to fund your education. They have nothing to do with my organization, but again, it's called information sharing and not information hoarding. So yes.
Not whoring. No.
Hoard.
I'm playing. What we talking about?
You just missed
Jay Black's comments. Jay Black had my mom mad. She was mad at Jay Black this weekend.
How? Why?
Because some stuff he said on here.
What would you say?
It
seems like an innocent topic.
I was just talking about how kids in college ain't for everyone. Billy talking about how you get debt, and Sheree was saying later you got to have a skill. It ain't for everyone. You have
that ain't why you made her mama mad.
So we talk about Shiny going to the Legends show with Trick Daddy and Trina because they're legends. And then we had a lot of.
But why'd you make her mad? Like it's a simple question.
Friday he made my mom mad.
Yeah. Why'd you make
something he said mom. To you? He said something to you, and my mom wouldn't. She just went in.
Said something to me.
Said, "Ooh, that Jay Black." And
she was upset because he couldn't say.
Yeah, because he couldn't say he was sorry or he was wrong. Yeah, like Jay Black, and he just stubborn. I know people like that, and he ain't gonna be nowhere like. Well, she was mad at Jay Black.
Mama Scott.
You know when they say that Jay Black, that Jamal.
My mom even gets mad sometimes at me, so hey, I get it.
That is
you can take it.
That is amazing. I mean, but that's Jay Black. I mean,
he gonna go right on it.
No, I mean, there's a certain point where Jay Black is just gonna get under your skin, and he's gonna tell you, he's gonna say, you're gonna be like, "Are you wrong?" And he'll be like, "Yes." But I'm not gonna say I'm wrong. But I mean, that's just
it's crazy how somebody can be themselves and get under people's skin, and that's a problem. So when you're being your authentic self and you may not agree with someone, that's crazy how that could be perceived as.
Yeah, but being authentic doesn't mean you're being right.
I'm right in my mind because my perception is my reality.
Yeah, so, but there's sometimes where you could be like I'm just wrong on this circumstance. That's all. I might be wrong.
That can lead us into the topic.
What is it?
Going somewhere left. So let's.
What is the topic?
No, it was this thing that went viral that I saw some balanced feedback and comments, and I'd be curious to get everyone's thoughts. It was a dad that pranked his wife. Basically, the wife was consistently leaving the child in the car when she would run in and grab different things from the store. Like if you run it into a gas station to put 20 on 5, or to run it in the pharmacy to grab your prescription. A mom was leaving the kid in the car, and the dad had issues with that. And the dad told her, "Hey, this ain't cool. We need to stop doing that." And the dad was able at one point to actually run up on her while this was happening and took the kid out the car. And during the process, the mom had came out and noticed that the kid was gone. And there's been a lot of backlash saying that he shouldn't have did that because, the mom is upset.
That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
That's a bit. So I'm curious to get y'all thoughts.
Do you understand how traumatizing that is?
Let's be clear. Anybody in my generation who was born anywhere in the 70s has been left in the car. Now, I'm not saying it's right because I realized my mom left me in the car. I've been left in the car in the summertime, in the wintertime. I've been left in the car. I'm trying to think what else when I was left in the car in. But to do this, to prove a point, like, God damn, that, like, I'm petty. But that's a lot. Like to actually. So what you're saying is that
Wow.
he made the kid disappear.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, he came and he took. So what happened is he was riding by. They were near their house and he saw that she was in. They was at the local gas station and I guess he saw the car and was going to ride up next to you. Now you see your spouse or your partner out and you ride up near them or to them.
Yeah.
And he saw that the kid was still in the back seat of the car, buckled in, and she wasn't in the car. So he got
and he
irritated.
took the kid.
Yeah, I would have did the same thing. Open up the door because the door was unlocked. Like anybody could have stole your kid. That's a hard lesson to learn. Imagine somebody would have kidnapped your kid and something tragic happened. The kid got murdered or whatever. So he took the kid out and then moved. And then they just drove on the other side to where so he can see. He said 6 minutes later, he noticed that she finally came out of the gas station, opened up the door, saw that the kid was gone, started looking all around, getting panicked. And it wasn't until she pulled out her phone, presumably to call 911, is when he, rolled up on her and opened up the door and showed her.
Wow. That is so traumatizing.
It takes less than a minute for you to lose your kid. I can't believe that, Mike, you would be okay with someone leaving the girls in the car seat.
No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
You got to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, I'm not okay. No. Oh, okay.
You darn right. That's my seed. You putting his life in jeopardy by leaving. What? Kidding what?
Are you flipping kidding me?
I'm dead. That was
you feel like so you feel like that's an appropriate lesson to teach someone, to teach your spouse. Like, do you know how traumatizing? Number one, do you know how traumatizing it is?
To lose your kid because somebody.
And I'm not saying. But so why would you even play that game? It's one thing for y'all to have a conversation about it. You could have cussed her out. You could have did whatever. But
they had played that 2 to 3 times. I told you 2 to 3 times. Obviously, you're not respecting me as a parent. That I requested. I strongly suggested, do not leave my seed in a car while you run into anywhere. I know.
Can you imagine, Jay? Can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody? No. What I'm saying is, can you imagine somebody doing that to you that you thought you lost your kid?
Yeah, you know what?
I would have had. She could have had a heart attack right on the spot. Like, do you understand?
I don't think you're supposed to tell somebody. I don't think you're supposed to make believe that your kid is gone. Like, that's hard. That's a lot. Like, I can't even imagine. That's like somebody saying, Mike, your kid died. Right? Your kid died. And then 6 minutes later going like, oh, psych. That's a lot.
That is so traumatizing that even when you reveal to her that it's just a prank, it's just a prank, or it's just a way to teach you a lesson.
How do y'all go back? Oh, wait, Jay. If Lady Q did that to you, how do y'all go back to a regular relationship when she does that?
If something happened to my child, we're over it anyway. You know that? Because that means you were incapable as a parent to protect my seed. Yes. Yes, and I'm done. If I lost my child because of you and your negligence, left him in the car because you were to run in and grab some cigarettes.
What I'm saying is, what if Lady Q taught you? What if Lady Q taught you a lesson like that? How do y'all go back to a relationship after that?
Yeah, the wife was upset because then what happened is I read the story and the guy said he ended up taking the kid home and she tried to take him out the car. He said, "No, I'm taking him home." And then when she got home after he did, and it was silence and cricket. She's had attitude. She's demanding an apology.
So Jay,
I could care less. And that was 6 minutes that I
watched. You know what? Let me tell you something. As a dad, I know you love your kids, but you can't love nothing more than what I pushed out my ass more than me. So when it comes to when you say negligent and you're incapable of taking care of a kid just because you wanted to play a bullshit ass prank.
You treat life like it's bullshit. You treat him like a child, leaving him in the car. So if he got killed or murdered or kidnapped, then what? There's no do-overs. There's no if I could do it over again.
Something like that can happen.
You're not answering the question.
What's the question? What is the exact question?
Okay. Everybody calm down.
Because I can't believe y'all taking this thing.
No. The question is, if Lady Q taught you a lesson and it had to do with your kid, and she wanted to teach you a lesson, how do you go back to that relationship when you realize that she said that she did something where your kid is gone? Like, your kid is gone.
Mm-mm.
Your kid
and
is
I
gone.
caused it, and I allowed it to happen.
No. But it didn't really happen. That is a
It had
Jay.
carjackings and kidnappings happen.
Jay, can you imagine? Okay, I'll give you another example. Can you imagine one of your daughters being kidnapped, and then 6 minutes later somebody says, "We were just teaching you a lesson."
Jay,
that is a very harsh thing to do to some. Okay.
If you wanted to teach her a lesson, you could have gotten in the car, sat in the back seat, waited for her to get in the car, and said, "Look, somebody could have. I could have been somebody else. Somebody
she could have had a heart attack too.
Why didn't you? Why didn't you? Or she could have been sitting on the car and said, "Babe, you left our kid in the car. You didn't lock the doors,
and she wouldn't do it again."
Someone could have taken our child."
Jay, let me try this one more time. For 6 minutes, you think your kid is gone forever?
No. It was 6 minutes of him sitting with his kid in his car while the car being unlocked.
I'm asking you, for 6 minutes, if somebody taught you a lesson for 6 minutes, you think
No, Mike, there's a misunderstanding with the 6 minutes. She was in the store for another 6 minutes from the time he took the kid out the car. So it was 6 more minutes elapsed. And then when she came out is when she noticed. It wasn't until she pulled her phone out to call 911 is when he had the big reveal. Like, no, I got
how many minutes, Jay? How many minutes?
It may, I don't know. You open up the car door, you see your kid in here. You look around.
So give me. Okay, so give me the amount of minutes I can.
Maybe that was a 60 seconds because that ain't long.
Okay, so Jay, if you thought your son or daughter were gone for that amount of time, don't you think that's a little harsh thing to do?
No, I think if I put my child in that situation and it showed me which could have happened, and this could be life saving, and I got a chance to do it over in life, we always have that moment of if I can turn back time to do it over, that would be it. Because I guarantee you that would have been that parents, the guilt that you would have that you allowed your child to be kidnapped or carjacked because you left them in a car, an unlocked car running. Like with the air on because it's hot outside or whatever.
So what would you do, Jay, if I took your son for 6 minutes?
Stop. It's not 6 minutes.
No. Okay, 2 minutes. What if I took your son for 2 minutes and I said, Jay, I was just teaching you a lesson? What would you do?
It would be a lesson that I need to learn because obviously it was something that was discussed.
Don't do this.
I would need that.
No, don't do devil's advocate. Say what you would really do.
I would be more mad at myself for putting my child in that situation.
Jay. Be honest. Don't do this as devil advocate. Do this as if I took your son. If I took your son for 2 minutes and I said he's gone, what would you do?
No, my heart is dropped. I'm sunk. I'm scared. I'm petrified. I'm all of those things. I mean, I'm an emotional roller coaster. The thought of my kid being gone, yes. And then the flip side of that is me thinking that I put him in that situation.
Jay, the question
I'm a panic too. Yes, I'm a panic.
Okay, what would you do? Why can't you ever tell the truth? Why do you always have to play devil's advocate? Be what Jay Black would do.
I just said,
what would you do to me? What would you do to me?
Oh, to you after that?
Yes.
It would be
what would you do?
No, Mike, it would be literally,
that's a fight. That's a fight. Call it what it is.
It would be a legit argument.
You shooting the one with an argument? Me and Michael Sean fighting. We fist fighting. And I love him to pieces, but we fist fighting if you do something like that to me.
He knows what he would do.
I know if I put myself in that situation, it's different when
Black.
You know what? No, because you sitting here acting holier than thou. Let me ask you something, Jay Black.
I'm saying if I cause
let me ask you something.
My child to be in this situation.
Hold on, because you keep saying cause, incompetent, and all these words.
Yeah,
let me ask you something. So let me ask you something, Jay Black.
While you in the store for over 6 minutes.
While your kid is in the back seat, do you go over 50? Have you ever gone over 55 miles per hour?
Yes, Mom. Yes.
Okay.
I went
so
over
does that make you incapable and incompetent as a parent because you put your child in harm's way? And how dare you? How dare you go over the speed limit? You know what can happen? You can hit a bump in the road and kill my child. How dare you? don't think my child's safe driving in the car with you.
So you want to equate leaving a car running with your kid inside of there to be kidnapped?
Negligence is negligence, J Black. Incapableness is incapableness, J Black.
Is levels to incompetent.
What I'm saying to you is don't make it seem like the mother is incompetent or incapable of being a mother. Don't make it seem like the 55
is different than you leaving a car running with my seed sitting in it.
Is it? Because negligence is negligence.
Technically, it's really not, because if you die, you die.
And negligence in the court of law, they would just say negligence.
You ultimately left your you ultimately left your child in a running car that's unlocked.
You going over the 55 mile per speed limit led to you having an accident and my child being killed.
Shiny,
negligence is negligence.
Shiny, was this parent?
Now, should she have locked the door? Yes. Should she have done things differently? Yes. That's hindsight.
You act like it's okay to leave a kid in the car.
Listen to what I'm saying. There's so many different ways that could have been handled.
Take your kid out.
Yes. In hindsight, do you think it was in the back of her mind when she got out the car to go pay for gas or get a snack out the gas station or whatever came back? Do you think in her mind she was thinking that someone was going to take?
But that's what she should, and he's been telling her that. And she should. You should respect me as a parent as well. You putting our child in jeopardy. And I've told you this multiple times. I told you how I felt. I told you this is crazy. And you keep saying, oh, nothing ever happens wrong.
Still didn't
Everything
answer.
is okay.
But you still
it's
didn't
not
answer.
Okay.
But you
respect me as a parent as well. Stop putting my child in harm's way. You're damn right.
Didn't answer the question.
I said I would be upset if my heart would have been dropped, but I'd have been more upset than myself. That's what I'm being honest.
This is the thing that
I needed that lesson.
This is the thing that kills me. You're not telling the truth. Because if you had to spend 1 minute thinking your son was gone and I did it, you would lose your mind.
At myself. I'm more mad at myself for putting my child in that situation, to be honest, Mike. I'm being honest. I would be pissed at myself that I caused this. I did this and I knew that was stupid. I knew I was being lazy, didn't feel like unbuckling the seatbelt, getting out the car seat. That's on me. I have to then live with that. I'd rather live with that little prank in that moment than for the rest of my life.
Now, I don't believe that's what you would do, but I can't. I can't.
Let me tell you what my cousin did to me, and this is why this is sending me. Pull in the driveway, unloading the car, and Gabe was in the back seat. Now he's not in the car seat, just in the back seat. My cousin gets in the car, turns the vehicle on, and proceeds to back out.
Oh wait. Links
back out of the driveway.
Oh, Kamari's here too. I'm sorry.
And I jump and run out to the car. He's like, I'm just joking around. Do you understand in that moment, even though I literally saw him as I'm unloading my vehicle, saw him get in the car and do this, do you understand how much my heart sank and how my heart was racing? And this was in front of the house. This is in the driveway in the house, not at a store. So do you understand, like the when I tell you the trauma, something like that?
You're worried about the trauma of a
you don't.
A bigger picture of don't do it.
Listen, there's other ways, and you know what? But there's other ways you could have done that besides for having your spouse think that their child is gone.
Give it to him. He done had the conversations 3 times. He done talked to 2 to 3 times about not doing this. And then you riding by your neighborhood gas station and you see your spouse.
I'm gonna talk to you 2 or 3 times about being on the phone while you driving or going over the speed limit. What does he do, Mo? You're not.
What does he do?
I just gave you an example of what you could have done to drive it home. Drive it home, you could have gotten the back seat. When she opened the car, you could have said, "Babe, this could have been somebody else sitting here." Do you understand the seriousness of this? And let me ask you, so you're telling me that you've never had your son in the car or your kid in the car and paid for gas and came back out? Because it only takes 60 seconds.
I'm sorry. She's talking about coming here talking about full shit.
It only takes 60 seconds.
Don't let my son wander around Home Depot. Don't be aisles over with my son.
There.
In Home Depot, we're in the stores. He's with me. He's walking.
It doesn't matter.
No, you don't.
I do.
He be aisles over.
He don't be no aisles over. He don't be no aisles over in the store.
That he's been
we be at the Bob the Builder store. We doing man stuff. Get out of here.
That is the perfect example. No, I'm glad Lady Q came in there and said that because that's another example of.
Why are you in here for?
That's another example.
You've done shit like that and
I don't do stuff like that. I don't leave my kid unattended, no car running car.
It's not about cars, unattended. Period. He's aisles over in the store.
If we in the store, he don't be aisles over. I see him.
And I've said to you, don't do that.
I see him.
Automatic doors. They can run out the store. So you don't expect me as a parent when I just ask you not to do that.
We talking about what this dad did.
No, but that is but negligent. You keep saying because I think one of the biggest things, Jay Black, is that you're talking about incompetent as a parent or incompetence as a mother. The example that Lady Q just gave is prime example.
When we in the store together.
No, so listen, it only takes a couple of seconds. It only takes a couple of seconds for you to turn around and your child to be gone. So it's not about a parent being negligent and you would never speak to that person again. What if Lady Q was in the store and she said, you know what? I'm going to get his ass today because I done told him about leaving my child unattended in these mother effing aisles. And she decides to take your child to the back of the store. Do you know what type of trauma that would cause you? You could turn around and have a damn heart attack right on the spot. Go ahead with that, Jay Black.
Hold on, Shawty. This is the first time that Jay Black has literally requested, no disrespect, has literally requested your opinion. So go ahead. I've never heard him request Shawty's opinion this many times. But go ahead.
Okay, so the lady left the baby in the car. Dad comes, takes the baby. She comes back to the car. The baby's gone. That's what happened.
After the father gave three different scenarios of warnings and talked about it. He prayed it was a prank kidnapping, and then she came out 6 minutes later. Who knows how long he was sitting in there by himself before the dad rolled up and saw him. And then the wife has been upset, demanding an apology. And the father, like, I done warned you multiple times. Somebody could have kidnapped him.
Hey, Jay, what type of explanation? I've never heard this much.
Because I needed her to make sure she fully understood.
So the issue is should I be upset with the dad for taking the kid?
Yeah.
Are you upset? Yeah. Is the dad wrong? Is the dad wrong for having this perfect example to wake you up as a parent to know what you shouldn't do? Is he wrong for shocking his wife?
Oh my God!
For scaring her straight?
I think it's a little extreme, but I'm guilty of that. When the girls were little, I didn't want to take all at the gas station. I got to take 2 car seats out and go in there just to pay for the gas. Now I would lock the car. Now that I would do, but if I came back out and they daddy had taken them, and I came to that car and them car seats were gone or empty, I would lose it. I would have lost it. And I don't think, I mean, I get what the dad was trying to do, but I think that was a bit extreme. There, like Mo was saying, he could have got in the car, and then when she comes to the car and she see a person there, that sends the message. That sends the message because that would wake me up and be like, oh, okay, maybe I gotta get these damn car seats out every time I come to the gas station. But because my thing would have been, well, if you don't want me to leave him in the car and I got to get these car seats, then you need to make sure my car got gas in it every night. When I bring my car to this house, then you need to hop in and take it to the gas station, make sure it has gas in it. That's too
but it doesn't make you. It doesn't make you an incompetent person, Jay Black. It doesn't make you an incompetent parent. No, because if anybody says that they've never done it,
they didn't understand the assignment. The assignment is safety of your kids at all times.
But you let Superman walk around in Home Depot.
I be keeping up. We be together. We be doing boy stuff.
Unless he right next to you at every moment. Like I tell my son, I need to see you at all times. You need to stand right here. Then you can't say that.
Okay.
Because it only takes a couple of seconds for somebody to
wait. I believe the mom is absolutely wrong for practicing what she did. I'm not saying I haven't done that before. I'm just saying she's absolutely wrong. All I'm saying is that it's extreme to do what he did, because any parent, everybody in these squares would literally like die
and be like,
I lost my kid. Like I I get what you're saying, Jay. What he's doing, what she was doing was wrong. I'm not agreeing with that. But you don't think that's a bit extreme to actually
not with my child.
Okay. Right.
And you're the perfect parent against the mother, like
No,
you're basically
because
what you because I'm talking about what you said about her as a.
I said
but,
with the obvious
but you implied by calling. But listen to what you said. That makes her incompetent to be a mother. She's an incompetent, and I'm taking my child because she doesn't know how to be a mother.
So Jay, so what you're saying is that you can be held accountable for every time that you weren't the perfect parent.
If I put my child in that kind of harm's way, I need to be held accountable. Absolutely.
So if we bring up an example, you'll go, okay, I was wrong. So
an
you've
example
never put
of a running car unlocked. There's no scenario for me with that.
Okay.
How often do you take
a running car unlocked? And I'm
I think Mo brought the perfect example up. Have you ever driven too fast in your car with your kids in the car?
I'm sure I went over the speed limit by a couple.
Have you been on your cell phone? Have you been on your cell phone while you driving him?
And once again, there's levels to the negligence.
But Jay, that could end
me going over the speed limit versus me leaving a running car.
But you do realize
that walking away.
But you do realize that could end in death, right? You do realize that, right? You do realize that.
Yeah, anything can lead in death. A tree falling, as they say, like
too fast or being on your cell phone could lead to your kids being dead.
Letting them walk around in Home Depot can lead to
going
death
under the speed limit
one of
can
them
lead to
pallets
that.
on them.
I don't get what you're saying.
That's happened before.
Right.
I could be going 54 and a 55, and someone
trying to climb up a pallet.
Anything can happen like that. But when you putting your child in that specifically to that degree is a difference.
But you have
act like y'all don't understand it all y'all want. Y'all know
it's not about understanding that, Jay Black. The real problem is we all think that it can't happen to us. Oh, it's just one time. I'm just running in there. Oh, he's just 1 aisle away. He gonna be all right. I'm right here. I can hear. It only takes a couple of seconds for anything to happen. So don't say that there's levels to it. Negligence is negligence. I don't think it's any parent that's worth their weight in gold. I don't think it's there. I don't think they have the mindset to say, oh, what I'm about to do is put my child in harm's way. No, they're thinking, you know what? I'm just going to run in here, pay for the gas real quick. I don't got nobody. I can't take him all the way out. Heaven forbid it's freaking snowing outside. And you like, let me just,
or rain.
Now what she could have done definitely was lock the doors if she had to go do that. Okay, but so don't act holier than thou and say that she's so incompetent.
No.
She just co-signed it.
What I'm saying is there's so many other things that she could have done. Is what I'm saying.
Got gas the night before, like you said, the husband could have got gas for the night before.
That didn't happen.
It's a million things, but it wasn't just more than gas. It's running the pharmacies. It's other stuff that she did, picking up stuff in the supermarket.
The point of this is that
too much.
She was wrong. I'm saying she is wrong. I'm saying what he did.
The dad is wrong.
That's what's too extreme.
What's too much?
It's too extreme.
I'm not saying that she's right. She's in no way is she right. Like she should never leave them kids in that car. She should never not lock the door. She should never not do. I totally agree with you with that. I think the extreme measures that he took are so crazy that if somebody would have done that to me, I'd probably wind up in jail.
Now,
I know I would.
My reaction would have been like if Stacey would have done that.
And you asked Stacey 3 times not to do that, and you ride by and you see it.
But Jay, I keep saying you're right. I keep saying you're 1,000% right. But it's like to fake a death. It's like to.
So wait. So what do you do to Stacey? You just keep seeing. I keep asking you to stop. Well, you don't turn.
I gave you an example.
How you have the
and I gave you an example of what you could have done.
I don't know exactly what to do, but what I do know is that if I take the kids and she sits there at a gas station without the kids, that is extreme.
It's better than me doing it than a stranger, right?
Yes, but what you're doing is like, okay, all right. So how about this? One of your kids fakes a death in your house. One of your kids literally makes believe that they're dead. And then they go, you know what, Dad? The reason why we did that because you don't know how to do CPR. You don't know how to do CPR. So the reason why we're just gonna fake a death and we're gonna learn how to stop breathing. And then for 2 minutes in your life, you think one of your kids is gone. How do you
Lady
manage
Kim.
that? Like you're gonna be like, don't y'all think that's a little extreme? Just a tad bit too much? Like literally, he took the kids, Jay. Like she literally sat there and thought she lost her kids.
You're never gonna have me change my thoughts on this.
No,
let me.
No,
I had 3 conversations with you, and you still putting my child in harm's way.
Jay,
I'm questioning you as a
so from this day forward,
but
let me tell you something, Jay Black. From this day forward, I expect for you to do the speed limit. I expect for you to never be on your phone. I expect for you to never put your child in any type of harm's way. That's what I expect of you.
There's levels to negligence.
That's what I expect of you.
My question is, if it had been done to you, what would you have done? And you won't answer that question honestly.
Because none of us are saying that she was right. We're saying what he did was extreme.
Mike, I'm being honest. After the shock goes away, I'm pissed. Yes, you're naturally going to be pissed. Yes, you're naturally going to be pissed at the person. But I'm so relieved that my child is okay, and that lesson has been sunk in deeply. I was scared completely straight, and I'm never ever allowing me to put my child in harm's way again. I got my do-over moment.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Just remember that.
When you
remember that. Hold yourself to the same standard.
Whatever your drastic scenario happens, you always say, "Man, if I could turn back time, I would do this different." We
all say that. We all say that.
I got that moment. I'm reprieved. I'm upset with her. I got that moment, and I'm more mad at myself. Jay, and I'm never doing that again. And I'm moving forward.
And I can't say that you're not telling the truth because I can't. That would be unfair. I just know you, and I just know from my experience with you, somebody did that to you, it would be a serious problem. And we probably wouldn't be friends anymore.
I wouldn't put it's hard for me to even put myself in that mindset.
Once again, Jay, we're saying what she did was wrong.
Everybody agrees to that.
You're 1,000%, you're 1,000,000% correct in that. I'm saying, knowing you, if somebody had done this as it didn't really happen, we're just going to pull this stunt to prove Jay Black wrong. I can bet everything in my savings account that if I took part in that, we probably wouldn't be friends. Like,
I'm not going to say probably. I'm going to say I can guarantee you that we wouldn't be friends and we would be fucking fighting. I'm just letting you. That would just be it.
Why y'all bullying Jay?
Why y'all bullying Jay?
No, I'm not. I'm saying period. I'm saying I was talking about Michael Sean. Like if Michael Sean did that to me, and I love him to pieces.
Yeah.
Like we would be fighting, and I would never speak to him again. Like that would be it.
I would be upset, but I think eventually I would get over it because at the end of the day, like when I used to do that with my kids, I would think that. But yeah, I would rather Mike come up and take my girls, for me to have my scared straight moment than a real person.
Mike, sit in the car, get in the car and be like, I would be look, heifer, I done told you about Mike. Yeah, I done told you about leaving my nephew in the car by himself. Like, what you doing? Like, this could have been somebody else. But I could have taken that.
My relationship wouldn't be over. I would have made my relationship.
But I would have had to at least do the Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll because I'd be like, you'd be like, why the fuck would you take my kids? And I had to be.
Yeah, that might happen. I'd be like,
worst analogy of all time, the fake death analogy.
But when
that CPR, Rodney, that was hilarious, Rodney. That was as a comedian. Do you know how hilarious that was? Like literally, the kids were gone. The kids, they made the kids disappear, and then you believe that the kids were gone. Like that's intense, yo.
Yeah, we need a phone line. Sheree's right. I sent the link out. If anybody ever wanted to pop in, the link is in all the comments. You guys will always let you guys come in.
Good morning, Kamari. I see tax season is treating you well. You're coordinating.
Wow. Yeah, and he got to go. He ain't. We don't have a lot of time for us today because and we only got him for like 20 minutes, y'all.
R.I.P. to J Black. Listen, can I
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to J Black. Can I make a suggestion? I would like to see a Lady Q and J Black segment.
Oh God! Oh no! I want them to stay married. Now, see, you playing games. Listen, I want them to stay married.
I've never met the lady before, but every time she pops in, I can feel the energy over here. So I can only imagine what it's like if they sit down face to face. Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so if somebody died while you were doing the taxes, but then
you told them
but then you found out that they were just playing with I'm playing.
That's a tough situation though. I never forget my son who was like 3. I lived out by the airport when you had these little blocks. He rode around a block on this little big wheel. Right. Oh man, I thought I was dead for like 5 minutes. I thought I was literally dead for like 5 minutes.
Wait. What happened?
He just went off. He went adventuring. He went seeking out the neighborhood. And I thought I'd die. But I gotta say, if my wife would leave our young kids in the car while the car is running, me and her would probably fight. If I knew that was happening, we would probably fight because that's crazy too. So I get it on both sides.
And I've been saying this. I repeat once again. She was 1,000 trillion billion% wrong.
Very good.
I'm just saying, what would you do if we decided that we were going to teach you a lesson and we were going to swipe your kid from you? And for 10 minutes, whatever amount of minutes.
Too long. 10 minutes is 10 hours.
Whatever amount of minutes it was. Whatever. I have no idea. 6, 10, whatever amount of minutes. And then somebody says, and I looked at you and I said, yeah, I was going to teach you a lesson about leaving your kid. Exactly what would you do after that?
A stranger is different from the other parent.
It probably wouldn't end well. But I have seen like my child went off with a family member and they got some ice cream or something that I didn't know. And they came back. And so the intention wasn't to teach a lesson. It was, they just got the kid and they doing whatever. So but I don't know. I probably would freak the F out. Y'all got Mo in here cussing early on a Monday morning, y'all.
I am so sorry.
And it ain't me.
I'm sorry.
It ain't me.
I'm sorry, but Jay Black was minding my ears. I'm sorry. I apologize for my mouth because I did say I was going to try to clean it up. But no, as somebody who and I'll say I've lost a child before. I've experienced death of a child before. And so when it comes to your kids, I understand the dad being upset. But when you say that a parent is incompetent because they did that or they did but I think any parent worth their weight in gold who loves their child would not have the mindset of, oh, I'm just going to put my kids in harm's way. How many times we've been on the phone on our car or texting back while we driving and our kids are in the car? Does that make you an incompetent parent? No, in that moment, no. Should you have been texting on the phone while you driving? No, because it could have caused an accident. But does that mean that you're incompetent and that the mom or dad should take the kid away from you because they done told you several times to stop texting while you driving?
I actually hate that analogy though. I can't lie because one is when you're present, the other one is when you're totally absent. So you're present when you're driving.
But you're being negligent in both, and both can end in death.
You're being negligent, but you're there. So you're able to respond to whatever's coming. When you go in the store and your car's running, you can't do nothing. So
we definitely said that the lady is wrong, but my issue is that Jay Black took it a step further by saying that the parent is incompetent and he would take the child because she's not capable of being a proper mother. I think that that's extreme.
So can we just talk about what the real issue is? Can we talk about what the real? Because I hear what the real issue is. The real issue is y'all feel that Jay Black has attacked the standing of good mothers all around the planet.
It could could be the opposite way around. It could be a man who did this and a woman who did it, and I would still say the same thing. I think it was too extreme. I think another way could have been presented to teach that spouse a lesson about. But Jay Black is like, I told her, I done told her 3 times. I done told her.
And we can get to the taxes now. This is the epitome that I have with Jay Black. This is the ultimate thing I have with Jay Black is that I've known Jay Black for over 20 years. And I know if somebody, I know for a fact that if somebody did this to Jay Black, if I did this to Jay Black to teach him a lesson,
there's a little,
he would literally
singing and flower bringing.
He would literally try to kill me, not beat me up, no, not fight me. He would try to kill me. I know this man. I know where he goes with certain things. Jay Black is all subdued and he's Mr. Reasonable, never like that. If I had done this to him and taken one of his kids, it would be a severe problem. And that's all I'm saying. The lady was 1,000% wrong. She was that
is an incompetent act, but it doesn't make her an incompetent parent. That's 2 totally different things. You're telling me that as a parent,
hold on. Yes. I don't give a fuck what Rodney's about to say.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about what Rodney's about to say. Hey, Rodney ain't scaring nobody with that motherfucking hat on. He ain't scaring nobody because he got all black on. I love Uncle Rodney. But go ahead, Rodney. Go ahead, Rodney. Go ahead.
No, and I don't think I've ever done this before in my life, but I disagree with Mo, man. Mo is always right to me, and she just if you didn't told her, I get the nuance of you don't want to blame somebody, but it's their fault. It's somebody's fault. Like the law is gonna take it into their hands if they gotta blame somebody, and they're gonna be really harsh with this. We see people leave their kids in cars with the windows up every year, and those people go to jail. And so
I've had to try to knock somebody's window out from. You shut up. You shut up.
So I think what Jay Black is saying is really real. We had a situation where we were in the mall and my daughter just walked off and like my man said, that was crazy for a few minutes. You was like, because anything could happen. People take children. And so it's scary and nobody wants this is like real world worst case scenario shit. And you don't want to think about it, but things happen, man. And my heart goes out to you for the loss of a child. It's a very tough thing.
But Rodney, and we agree, we all agree that she was wrong.
Yeah.
Was the dad wrong?
No. I'm saying
we started saying she was wrong.
Rodney, no, we started. She's absolutely wrong. She's irresponsible. It makes no damn sense that you would do this.
That was the question.
But if somebody did that to you, Rodney, to prove a point, that's where my whole thing is. If I don't know, one of your homies,
the dad is that's unacceptable to fake it. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, that and that's
we don't play like that. And he should get his ass beat.
That's the only thing I'm saying. Like the mom is wrong, but to play like that, and I know my analogy was a little too crazy that the kid faked the death, but it was hilarious. CPR. You don't know CPR, bitch? I'm gonna die, right? I'm gonna die right now. But my thing is to take it that far to teach somebody a lesson. I think is a little dangerous to actually swipe somebody's kids and then be like, "Psych, the kids are fine."
Be like, "Psych."
You swipe his kid.
Yeah, you're gonna say psych and you're gonna get your ass beat.
Yeah, that's my thing on how it got taken too far. I agree with Jay Black on everything he said, except that it's okay to swipe the kids and then basically
Jay Black is just a sympathetic character. We all love him.
Jay Black is an asshole.
Oh wow!
Ooh, wow!
Wow!
I hit another nerve.
Hey guys, be friends. Let's be friends. Let's be friends on this show.
We're more than friends. We're family.
Which makes it
family
worse.
like yours.
So Rodney, you got a movie in the can, huh? So you got a movie. Jesus.
I love you, Jay Black.
No,
I know. I love you.
Y'all got to do the financial. I'm only here to hear about tax season.
Rodney want to know about his money. He want to know about his money.
So Kamari, what's the latest? What's the latest, Kamari? What's the latest? Tax for business owners, S corps, and all that. You got till March the 15th to get your stuff out.
That is correct.
Get with your people. Don't be late. The IRS will charge you a boatload, a bag of money if you're late. Because they tried to get you last year.
There's some big credits out there, dog. Like big COVID credits.
There's a COVID credit out there, but you have to have COVID, right? Again, you have to have had COVID. Some people are trying to claim this credit and not say they didn't have COVID.
But it depends if your kid got swiped.
Credit?
No. It depends if your kid got swiped out the car. Like I heard that if your kid gets swiped out the car.
Wait, what's this? So if I had COVID in 2020, I got to claim it on my taxes?
There are tax credits out there if you had COVID. There's tax credits out there if you are self-employed or a business owner. There are tax credits there. But
Wait a second, who didn't have COVID? Like we all had.
I got it. I just got it this year. No, I got it this year, January this year. So
I didn't have COVID.
I said 2020, 2021.
Yeah. It matters the calendar year, right?
The calendar year. So it had to be 2021.
God forbid or God bless, I haven't had COVID. So I couldn't claim it. There's everybody that didn't have COVID.
Everybody had COVID. You had COVID. You just didn't know it was COVID.
No.
So what's the credit? What's the credit that you get for it? Your hospital papers.
Yeah, hospital papers, medical papers, all that. That's how you prove it.
So I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go
Did you get tested? You get a positive test?
No, I was just sweating it out and shaking and doing all types of stuff and just sat on my couch in Texas.
Yeah, so there's a sick leave and family leave credit that's out there. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second.
But what if you work for yourself?
Yeah,
and so self-employed is working for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that counts. I haven't had anybody that's had this. Ironically, nobody.
You haven't had anybody that's had COVID?
Or maybe proof like you. They might have done like you, like to stay home for 14 days and just sweated it out. And
wow.
So you've had to have taken leave from December 31st, 2020 till April 1st, 2021. So it's a set period of time.
April.
Yeah, April 1st, 2021. So it's very finite.
I was October 2021.
Right.
But damn, Shawnee had COVID.
I might be outside that window. I think I had COVID before that.
Yeah, and so it's really tricky. All these credits are really tricky, and you got to make sure you meet the guidelines. So
wow.
Did
Rodney just cough? Did he just cough?
You just had a tickle. He just had a tickle in his throat, little tickle.
Did you just cough?
So there's two portions of the credit. One, you can get back $511. The other is you can get back $200 per day you were out. And so there's a cap.
That right there. That's
there's a cap, though. There's a cap. I can talk more about this later, but there's a cap. I have to get the actual amount of days. They are not. You can't get it all for every day.
Yo, those out like a month.
The
for
fact
a month,
that they
but one time period.
Well, that's what I was saying. Mine was October. The whole month of October, I was out. October 2021. So next year they gonna get. Will we be able?
A lot of this stuff is gonna expire. So again, that was only for December.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's after April. That's when the Delta variant came out.
And then Omicron came right after that.
Omicron.
Hold on.
Omarion likes it, so I'm going with Omarion.
Wait a second.
But that's when you saw like a huge. Yeah. But they said that was like the numbers were higher than when the onset of the initial virus. So how are they? They said that was like the peak. That was the most numbers of people who had it like at one time since the onset. So why are they not counting that period?
I'm not Dr. Fauci. All I can tell you is what Congress has approved. That's all I can do.
I'm not Dr. Fauci.
I'm not Dr. Fauci.
No, I just want to know. Okay, so you're strictly like, because you're strictly financial. So, I mean, do you get more money the closer you were to death? Because Shawnee was close. Like, no, I'm not even playing Shawnee. Like, Shawnee was like on some old, like we was about to put her on t-shirts. Does she get? No,
no, that's facts.
It's facts. Like
we can laugh because where we at now.
Yeah,
but we were scared.
I didn't know that.
No,
we were scared.
So is it levels like is the hospital bills include anything like that, or just the same credit across the board?
Same credit across the board. Now you can, if you itemize your deductions, right? If you write off your mortgage, real estate tax, charitable deductions, you could potentially write off some of your medical expenses as well. But it just all depends. It all depends.
Hey, Jay Black, how would you have felt if Shawnee had been just faking it the entire time and just
to teach y'all a lesson?
That's what she said.
Just to teach y'all a lesson. Just to teach us a lesson on how to appreciate her. How would you have felt if Shawnee was like, ha ha, just kidding. I was fine the entire time.
Jay Black, it wasn't easy to run them boards, huh? Wasn't easy to put up them damn posts, Jay Black, was it?
You had to get all them videos and stuff at the last minute.
Listen, I will say this though. There is a tax credit. I think most of the people here are business owners. That's going to expire at the end of the year. So meals going out to dinner, meals going out to eat for business, 100% deductible. And that ends at the end of the year. 12/31/2022 it ends. So if
it ends forever?
For right now, they might renew it. But for right now, it's due to expire December 31st.
Oh wow!
Why would they do that? Why would they do that?
Because they dumb. I can say that. Before it used to be 50%. They increased it to 100% because they want to help the economy. They want to help restaurants stay in business. So they're trying to encourage business owners to go out and eat.
Also, the 100% is going away, so it might go back to 50.
Yeah, it's going to go back to 50. I'm sorry. It's going to go back to 50.
Oh, you made me nervous.
Yeah, I'm like, they're going to expire it all together?
No. But it's going to go back to 50. All that. I'm sure you do. As much travel as you do.
I got, just as you spoke about it, I got hungry. Like, I literally got hungry. Like, as you were talking about it, I literally wanted a sandwich for no damn reason.
Send breakfast to everybody.
For free.
Courtesy of Mike.
So what else? What else is something that people who are like independent contractors need to worry about that might change in the tax laws? Is there anything? Because independent contractors, like comedians and stuff like that, when we're flying around doing shows and buying clothes and hats and getting haircuts and like.
That's a nice hat.
No, I'm saying, like, for real. Like, everything that we wear on stage is something that we bought specifically because we want to be on stage. Is there something that we need to worry about, or can we still keep actually claiming it?
That gets tricky. Because you have some people who buy stuff to wear on stage, but they can wear it any other day of the week. So that gets a little tricky. Now you could have, listen, we know Steve Harvey that wasn't buying no suits just to wear. Well, some of them he was, but some of the real loud ones, they was just for performance only.
Right.
So some of those, if you do it right, you can write off. However, you have to be really, really careful, because my fear is that people get audited, and the rule is if you can wear this stuff in everyday living, you can't write it off. So you have to be really.
Hey, I say audit me. They're gonna have to figure that shit out.
All right, well that means you got good books then, Rodney. You got good books.
I tried to wear, but I'm essentially performing all the time though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what's crazy?
But again, you need good books though. Like, you got to be able to back up your claim. You can make a claim. If you can't support that claim, it's out the window.
But
I don't get audited. That's my method.
What's that?
My books are horrible. I just hope they don't audit me.
Oh well, listen, you shot out from the gate. Then you gonna lose. So if y'all listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you can do all the extravagant stuff you want with the IRS, right? There's a low percentage that you will get audited. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But here's the thing: if you get caught on the carpet, you got to show your books. You got to show how you prove it. And so if you can't prove that, more than likely you're going to lose. And the audits come at the most weirdest times, and anybody can be audited at any time.
So as long as I can prove, I can prove, because I literally have clothes that are here at the house that I've never worn. I just wore for performances.
Okay.
I've never worn them anywhere else.
What your books look like? How are you tracking that? How much did you spend? Did you buy it from the guy on the side of the road, or did you buy it from Neiman Marcus?
Can the bank statement count for that? Because your bank statement, your business, if you're paying for your stuff on your business account, because that's what I do, and I just print all that stuff out and say, here.
I'm gonna give you another secret. The IRS doesn't have to take your bank statements. They do sometimes. They don't have to. They want to see the actual receipts.
Question.
Where the credit card at, Rodney? I saw you had the credit card out. You about to pay?
His hotel room.
Oh.
No. So let me ask you this. As we go into this tax season, like we're talking about tax credits and stuff, like every year it's a little different. But people not working at the IRS, can they handle the workload?
No. I've done several videos on that. So last year, the IRS was able to handle 1 out of 16,000 calls. They only answered about 11% of the calls, and they got like 200 some odd million calls. So the IRS is fucked, as I said in my video.
Wow.
And they've been historically understaffed and under budgeted, meaning that the United States government isn't giving the IRS enough money to run the place, and they don't have enough staff to actually do the duties.
Like I'm behind 2 years of returns right now.
Why? You said you had a CPA. Get them done.
We did them. We submitted them.
Sitting. Yeah.
We have.
But you haven't gotten your money back.
No, Stacey, my fiance is literally 2 years behind. She's still 2 years behind, and she just filed her taxes again. This is a situation that nobody's talking about. Because there are other problems. We realize that we could be going into World War III, and I get it, but nobody's talking
about it. I'm somebody.
No, you are. No, my bad.
Outside of us.
No,
let me tap this mic. My bad. You're right. But
they say it's relative to your tax preparer. Like if your tax preparer is dope, that you could get your return.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I would love to take that credit, but that's not true. So it's not uncommon to have 2-3 years of backed up taxes, especially if you had errors on your tax returns, especially if you had to send an amendment on your tax return. The IRS is still behind 25 million tax returns at the start of this tax season.
Okay, I have a real question right here. Not that my other questions weren't real, but this is a real question.
This is a little bit more real.
This is more real.
Yeah.
So let's say you do my taxes, right? You do my taxes, you do everything that I think is proper. But come to find out, you didn't do everything correct. So I get in trouble, but you don't?
Yes.
For the most part, yes. You can sue me. You can sue me. You can sue me, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna bring this up, right? Keep this note self-prepared and ghost returns. At the end of the day, you are responsible for what you are submitting on your tax return.
But I don't know how to do taxes.
Just like when you go to court, you're pleading guilty or not guilty. What are you filing? It's still on you. You might have a lawyer to guide you, but it's still on you at the end of the day. Same thing for tax returns. Now, there's a lot of people that hang with folks that do taxes in the back of gas stations and trailer parks and all of that. And they don't put their names on the returns. And they like to claim everything out the wazoo.
Okay, but my thing is like,
hold on. I'm coming right there. They get audited a lot. But since there's nobody they can go back to, they wind up having to pay for it, even though they paid somebody. It's all kinds of trickery and shenanigans going on out there. But go ahead, Mike, finish up.
My question was, so let's say you just make an honest mistake, but it turns out to be a huge mistake where I'm on some Wesley Snipes. Wesley
Snipes was not a mistake.
Okay, well, okay.
Just an example.
And I love Wesley Snipes. I love Wesley Snipes. I do.
But I'm still gonna be the person that takes the heat for this, not the person who does my taxes. And what I'm saying is, like, shouldn't the person, and I probably put you in a bad situation, shouldn't the person that actually does it, like if a doctor does something wrong to me, it's malpractice. Like I can actually go to the doctor and be like, you prescribed this to me and it affected me in a bad way. Shouldn't it be the same way for people who do taxes?
So people can sue their tax preparers. If you're any tax preparer worth your salt, right? Listen, we're all human. If we make mistakes, we make mistakes. We have to be accountable for those mistakes. I'll give you a real life scenario. I missed filing an extension for a client of mine last year. They got a $2,000 fine.
Whew.
Guess who paid that $2,000 fine?
Wow, you stepped up for your people, or they did? No,
I have to. I mean, I'm not in this to just get people's money.
Good customer service, though. You didn't have.
You're amazing. Right. Yeah, you're amazing.
And I could have. There's a loophole I could have pursued. Right, they hadn't paid me yet, so technically they were not engaged with me to do business. I could have pursued that loophole,
and
but
you still ate that?
This is somebody I've been working with for years. Right, and so
clap it up for you, dog.
Don't clap it up for me. I'm still nauseous.
No, you did fuck up. You did fuck up. True, you did fuck up.
Self-inflicted. Now, Camari, my tax guy asked me about my crypto money and my Robinhood accounts and all that, and I was like,
"Don't lie."
But he said, as long as I didn't, I guess, pull money out, I don't have to report it. Is that true?
There's a question on the front of the tax return, on the front of the 1040 that asks, have you sold, bought, or exchanged any virtual currency? Have you brought, sold, or exchanged any virtual currency? You have to check that box, yes or no.
Was different. She asked me, bought wasn't in it. Bought wasn't the word, but sold, transferred, and there was another word. Because at first I was like, yeah. And then when she started going through my stuff, she was like, well, you haven't pulled anything out. I said, no, I ain't taking nothing out. And she said, no.
But there is a question, though, right? Y'all talking about reportability. I'm talking about answering the question. And so the question says, at any time during 2021, did you receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any financial interest in any virtual currency?
Okay.
Receive was the word.
Receive.
I told her I bought it.
Doesn't it have a dollar value like that? That's the bottom to that, doesn't it?
No. They want to know if you received it, right? Listen, the IRS is definitely playing semantics here, right? They're definitely playing semantics. But I would answer that question truthfully. Why? Because I believe the IRS is trying to make a case for ongoing audits for audits in the future, because they know a lot of people with crypto are not reporting their crypto. And here's the thing. If you file a false tax return, there is no statute of limitations.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
So they can always come back and say, right. So that's why I say file it. If you got Bitcoin, if you got some Ethereum, if you got some Cardano,
got my little Dogecoin,
and you got some Dogecoin and you brought it in 2021, just said yes. Tell the truth.
Well, yeah, I said yeah, but it was the second part of it couldn't go through, because the second part of it, when we pull the records, I didn't have something because I hadn't pulled it out. So, they could see that
you didn't make no money. It wasn't income.
But yeah, so that's why she was like, well, okay, no, you don't have to worry about that. But I mean, I told them, yeah. And, I got all the paperwork. So I didn't make nothing of it.
So there's two parts to this, right? There's two parts to it. There's the part where they're asking the question. And then the second part is if you made or lost any money as well.
Oh, okay.
So call that number, Sequisa. Call him so he can handle it and help your husband out.
So you want to do this rapid fire questions real quick? It was a couple questions, Mike.
Go ahead. Knock it out. Go. Rodney got a question. What do you want to say, Rodney?
The Cash App rules. I know that's new. That's new as of this year with Joe Biden and everything. What exactly are those? And is that something that we need to be really concerned about?
So the Cash App rules really aren't new. What they did was they changed the threshold. So the rule before was they had to report So this is for third-party networks, right? Cash Apps, PayPal, Amazon, Shopify, credit card companies. So if you had over $20,000 in transactions and over $20,000 in the amount and over 200 transactions, these third-party networks had to report you to the IRS. They lowered the limit to $600.
All right.
Now,
go ahead. Continue. Finish that out.
Now, some people get confused about what's supposed to be reported in terms of your personal or business IRS filings. That rule has nothing to do with your IRS filings. Per the law, all income is reportable to the IRS. So whether you made $5 in your business, $50,000, $5 million, you still, by law, are supposed to report it. So this change really doesn't matter that much.
Okay, this is the no segue zone right here, y'all. Because I have Rodney here, and I've been meaning to ask him this, but because we do box seats and we have all the comedians, I've never been able to ask this. Rodney Perry, how do you feel about this T.I. situation? Him getting on stage and following guys like Godfrey, who, for those who don't know who Godfrey is, hilarious comedian. And there's certain rules that go about when you headline a show. There's nobody that should go after you headline. How do you feel, Rodney, about this T.I. situation?
I mean, I've been looking at this thing pretty intently. I think, to be honest, and you probably don't expect me to say this, but I think Godfrey was wrong, man.
Really? Okay. No.
Not in the etiquette of the game,
right?
But for going on and not addressing it that day.
Gotcha.
Like going on his podcast days later and talking about it, that's ultimately like kind of not cool. Like if you're gonna check a young comic, check him.
Yeah.
But don't take it to your podcast 4 days later and hurt the young guy's feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, I mean, we all are on our respective journeys, and Tip is an artist. Why can't he tell jokes? I don't think that's our place, but that's neither here nor there.
No, but that's why I wanted to ask you, because even what you just said, I never even looked at it from that angle on why didn't you just have a conversation with him directly instead of putting out on your podcast? Like that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, dog, it's not cool for you to go after me. I just did an hour and 40 minutes. But let's go in the back and chop it up and let's talk some comedy.
Well, who let T.I. get up there?
T.I. is the superstar. If he want to go up, he can go up.
And he has been saying that he wanted to try his hand at stand up. It's not been a secret.
He's been going up all over Atlanta. And I mean, the rule for I tell cats like this: for every rule, there's a rule that says "fuck that rule." Right. and so this is one of those situations. I mean, T.I. got on that show in L.A. For a Super Bowl because he is T.I. Not because he's a comedian, he's T.I. And that means something. So, I'm not mad at him.
I don't think Rodney said the funniest shit ever in my life. I've never been told this, right? Okay. So I get on stage. We're both on the show, right? I kill it, right? I kill it. And I'm just waiting for Rodney to tell me I killed it. And Rodney goes, why the fuck did you not move the mic stand, Mike?
He's so focused on it.
And I thought about it. I was like, I didn't move the mic stand. Like the mic stand was here. And he was like, move the mic stand and clear the stage so you can do what you did. Mind you, I know I did my thing, but that's why I asked Rodney these questions, because he'll point out some shit.
That's a pet peeve of mine, though. Like,
but that's part of the craft. That's part of the craft.
It just screams amateur.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I didn't know to move the mic stand. It's just I got caught up. The first thing I said lit him up. So I was already in.
You gone. You down the road.
Yeah. But then I sat there and I said, why the fuck didn't you move the mic stand? Like, why didn't you? And Rodney, from that moment on, the first thing I would do is when I got on stage, I would grab the mic and move it to the back so I could go, unless I used it for a joke or something like that.
Right.
But that's why I asked you questions like that, because I didn't even take that perception of Godfrey talking to T.I. directly instead of putting it on a podcast.
Yeah, they asked Dave Chappelle what he thought. Dave Chappelle said they're arguing about being at the bottom.
Ooh.
Well, Dave.
Right. Well, Camari has to go, Mike.
Come on, I'm sorry, Camari.
He has to go. I never got. He had a couple rapid fire, real quick. Sequeece's questions, Camari. Then we can let you go ahead. Two of them, real quick. As the business owner, should she file individual and business taxes?
Yes.
All right.
If you have it, yes.
And Kelly J just did a photo shoot. Can she write off the wardrobe next year?
But she ain't had
so she won't ever.
She had lingerie and stuff on. Can she write that off?
If it's for your business, more than likely you can write it off. Yes. Yes.
And then Dave, go ahead. Wait, what
show
did Dave
that picture of Kelly
saving money and don't know how to invest.
Yeah, what Kelly look like? Y'all about to get me in trouble.
All right, we gotta let Camari go. So if you need any this tax season, people, his number is right here on the screen: 484-482-0823. Hit him up on his IG at the Finance Rebel. We appreciate him.
Here's
Everybody
taking some time out. Wait a minute, I'm gonna show him the picture.
Oh, Camari got time for that though. He
I want to know what she was writing off. I want to know what she was writing off.
I was on joking.
Oh, you don't want to see it?
No, I'll put it up now.
I do.
Put it up.
Okay. Oh, you ain't
already
here.
We already here.
Right.
Might as well.
Hold on, right. I got one more question for you. Don't leave real quick. I got Okay. All right.
So I have a client that sells lingerie. So yes, you can write off lingerie for your business, especially if you're selling lingerie. Oh,
yeah,
Kelly got it.
Some little her laying on the bed.
Oh, letting it fly.
Yeah. Who is that? Who is that young lady?
Kelly J, she's one of the supporters of the show. She comment all the time. She's rocking with us. And
all right, Kelly J. Let me get my lotion now.
Kelly, what are you gonna write off? You had a bra on. What are you writing off?
She said that she's not gonna ever wear that stuff again. Maybe next year for another photo shoot.
Whatever. Rodney, what was the worst show you ever did? What was the hardest show that you just remember that it was just crazy?
Everybody want to hear the bomb story, don't they?
Yeah. I want to hear because I already seen your I've already seen your greatness. I've already seen it. All right.
So 1998, I make the decision to move to LA, but I'm still in the Navy.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So I get an opportunity to do Fat Tuesday, Guy Tori show. They got a documentary about it right now.
Yep.
So I go down to LA. My aunt is dating the guy that owns a limo service. So I take a limo to the show that night. I'm not a headliner.
Right.
But I'm ripping in the Bay Area. So when I come down, they're like, yo, he's ripping in the Bay. I go up right before the headliner. And I probably should have went up earlier.
Right.
Just keep it 1,000%. So they bring me up. Guy Tori gave me the intro from 5 Heartbeats. This next comic said he better than Eddie Murphy and Rich Brown all walking the way. So he bring me up lackluster. I'm on stage 45 seconds and start getting booed. I can still see the guy booing me. He was a white dude, a sea of black people, and the white dude stands up and boos me. I tried to retaliate with the boo. The boo is like wildfire. It's horrible.
It's wild.
I'm getting full boo. My wife is there. My wife rode the limo. We in a limo with 8 people that we don't know. And my wife, she gets to me. She comes to my side. She's like, yo, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, but I ain't come here for this. And as we having that moment, Guy Tori opens the curtain. Is like, yo, you want to try it again? Well, somebody in the audience like, yo, he didn't get a chance. Let him come back. And so I go back out, full bomb. I just bombed like seconds ago. I go back. He bring me on stage. We talk. He said, "Look, man, you want to try it again?" I'm like, "Yeah." And so I go back. I'm back on stage. He introduced me. Give me a, "Hey, y'all, all over Chicago, Illinois." So look, Rodney Perry. I edit my mind to my closer. I do my closer, and I got maybe a scale of 1 to 10 to 7 laughs. And I had to drive back home in a limo with the people that just watched me bomb. Niggas was quiet. They weren't talking to me. They didn't want to touch me. I made a decision that day. Well, I knew I was gonna get out of the military, but I made a decision that day that I had to immerse myself in the LA culture just so I could be ready for the next level. And so that's when I knew I was getting out the military officially. And I packed up my family and we moved down to LA in 1998. And we've been doing entertainment ever since.
No, the irony of this story is that the amazing part is that you said you did a 7 after you bombed. I've never heard anybody be able to get back on stage after a bomb and get a 7.
It was a low 7.
Speaking of God, Tory and Rod,
it was emotional. Like and Joe Torre told me that later on. He said, "Rod," he said, "Dude," he said, "I've seen many people that bomb, and when we open that curtain, they're not there." He said, "So you had my respect just by being there," and so, but it proves that we go through the gamut of emotions, and sometimes your failure is what kind of pushes you forward.
No, the fact that you got back
a show in Philly too, Mike, with God Tory, Tory and Rodney Perry coming to the Met in Philly.
They're gonna be at the Met.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the April 17th, right?
April 17th, Sunday, April 17th.
It's a Sunday. I'm looking to book that Friday and Saturday before that. That's what I'm looking to fill today.
Now, you remember Tommy Davis and Jay Black? Remember Tommy Davidson getting the Hot 97 and told us, were you in that era when he told us we were about to get fired or released?
Yeah, I remember.
How did he know?
I remember that.
I still want to know how Tommy Davidson effing you. He said y'all about to be released. And no, he's not.
I'm sure he was right.
He damn sure was right because it wasn't but a few months afterwards. And so shout out to Tom Davis. That's going to be a crazy show. Put that flyer back on it. That is an amazing.
I want to go.
Yeah. Yep. And Rodney will be in Dallas too. Friday, March 11th through Sunday, March 13th.
11th through 13th in Dallas, Texas. Yeah. I'm in Jackson, Mississippi right now. I'm about to get out of here in a few hours.
All right. So obviously Rodney Perry's busy. Rodney Perry is the only comedian that can insult the city before he gets there, and he still sells out. It doesn't make any sense. Like Rodney can literally kill your city and still sells out. What's up?
Call Arlington. I already called them and told them I want you. And so call there. You got a relationship with the manager, right?
Yeah, Ted. Yeah.
I don't know Ted. Call Ted and say, Ted, I want to feature for Rod. We already talked about it, but I need a room.
Okay, I'll call him today. I'll call him.
Yeah, I already reached out to him last week, so I think that'll be dope.
Yeah, that'll be hilarious.
We can rock all weekend.
Yeah, of course. All right, y'all. Let's take a break. Rodney, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Kamari.
You need your taxes done. Make sure.
You disagree with her, Rodney. You disagree.
There you go.
That's okay.
Make sure if you need your taxes done, go to his at Financial Rebel and make that happen. If you're in Arlington, all my people out there, make sure you go check Rodney out. I'm going to make the phone call to the Arlington Improv. Hopefully, I can rock out with Rodney that entire weekend. Check us out on Box Seats today. All right, y'all. 3-minute break.
What time on Box Seats?
Box Seats, it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern
1
Standard
p.m.
Time.
Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. And y'all make the adjustments. Central Standard Time, West Coast. I'm not doing all that math. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Just figure it out. East Coast.
Shouts out to the Honey Blonde. Can you write off the Honey Blonde dye?
He told me no, I can't write it off.
If she's a model.
Look, this is the extra long. Can I write this off? Because it's like the long.
You can write that off.
Listen, if y'all want to write off them bundles,
and if they don't let you write it off, I'll pay for it.
Rodney Sugar Daddy. Rodney Sugar Daddy.
I ain't playing with y'all.
If y'all want to write off y'all bundles, just start a bundles business. It ain't hard.
That is true.
Speaking of hard, I'm playing.
Teach me the bundle business, brother. Teach me the bundle business.
That is true.
Listen, that'll keep you order popping. You'll be big, Uncle Rodney.
Yeah.
I'm just glad Rodney.
Idea.
Uncle Rodney got that hair. He got that fire hair.
Hold on. I'm just glad Rodney got on the show because I've never heard J Black and Mo be that mad at each other. I'm so happy that you popped on.
J Black has been abusing me for years, so I feel like I can't, as a victim, as a former victim of J Black, be able to speak out.
Oh my God, you don't know how you helped this show today, Rodney. All right, y'all. All right. 3 minute
I love
break.
you guys, man. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
Love you too.
All right, cool.
You
3
too.
minute break, y'all. Black and Mild. Michael Sean, Takeover Legends. Yeah. Right now, March 2nd is my birthday.
March 2nd.
It's Cash App Michael Sean Day.
Cash App Michael Sean Day.
March 2nd, my birthday, right here is Cash App Michael Sean Day.
Cash App Michael Sean Day.
All you're going to hear is me. I'm going to say something, and next thing you know, $M Sean 0902. Cash App Michael Sean Day. It's my birthday.
Michael Sean Day. Next
$M Sean SHAWN 0902. Cash App Michael Sean Day. This is what do they call them things when they get the donations? They used to have the telethons. It's like a telethon right now. It's like I'm raising money for me. I'm raising money for me.
Raising money for Mike Sean.
I'm raising money for me. I have a goal of $2,000. I have a goal of
$5 every 15 minutes. Then, Mike.
Yes, we might even have to up that. My goal is $2,000. We can beat this goal, people. My birthday, Cash App Michael Sean Day.
$5.
I'm letting you know. Good morning, folks.
Hey, Stephanie.
My birthday is March 2nd. Happy birthday. Happy fellow Pisces. Happy fellow.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts.
Yes, I do.
Michael Sean wears tight shirts
every day.
I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts.
Yeah.
Tight shirts.
Come on.
Tight shirts.
Come on.
Tight shirts.
Come on.
Tight shirts.
Every day.
Mike Sean wears
Tight shirts.
To the gym or wherever.
tight shirts.
Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Sean and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah. Check out the next single, Grown Man Wearing Skinny Jeans.
That's it, bro. Mix it up.
Don't never stop if you wanna be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Oh, wait.
Tap in.
Tap in.
What the hell happened to my phone? Wait a second. Hold on. What up, y'all? Happy Monday, everybody. Shout out to everybody out there. Hope everybody's weekend was good. Technical difficulties. I'm having technical difficulties all over the place today. Jeez.
All morning.
What in the world?
What happened?
That is crazy. Wait a second. All right. Anyway, all right. Where'd Mo go?
Oh,
Mo
she
had-
had to go do mommy stuff.
She ain't want to leave her, her baby in the car, so she got to be
Jesus!
responsible.
I'm not playing with you. Who already know? Sequisa said, "No such thing as a failure if you keep going." I call it a fall forward. Yes, I agree with you. Just make sure you get up and figure out what tripped you up, so you don't trip on the same thing again. Sequisa, I will never agree with you more than I just agree with you. I agree with you on that because that is absolutely 1,000% true. So, Shawnee, do you have any stories so we can?
Since Mo can't be here, let's go.
Since Mo can't be here, do you have any stories? Or do we have anything that you want to rock? Or we can just wrap up if you all want to wrap up. Spin it with Shawnee.
I mean, I can talk about what we talked about earlier, but legends of hip hop were here in Dallas.
Okay, yeah, she got some entertainment news. It was some legends in the building, and I guess she got the background scoop.
The legends of hip hop were here. Let me see what was happening backstage. I wasn't paying attention too much. Bunch of smoking, bunch of drinking, bunch of groupies. The normal stuff. But
who was there?
Juicy happy. So there was Twista. There was Trina, Trick Daddy. There was Too Short. There was Mystical and Juvenile. We thought A-Ball and MJG were coming, but they didn't show up. Well, let me say that differently. Somebody put them on the flyer, and they were not. It was never agreed. They were one of those. So yeah, let me say it like that. They did. When they didn't show up, there was no actual agreement. Now I did find that out because I was like, well, "Where's A-Ball and MJG?" Because that's who I really wanted to see was A-Ball and MJG. Everybody else was great, but I was excited about that. And then come to find out, no A-Ball, no MJG, but Juvenile set it off in this mother. He definitely did. Juvenile gave a really good performance. Now, one thing that they have traveling with them now, usually, the hip hop artists have a DJ, and they did have their DJs, but they have a drummer now that travels with them. So Trick Daddy and Trina had a drummer, and the same guy performed for Juvenile. And so he plays the drums while they're performing, and it's really a cool thing. Almost close to them having a band there.
That is dope.
Yeah, it is dope. Let me see if I can share something with y'all. I don't have none of the little things up here, but maybe let's see. Maybe this one. Is this it? Is this him? What is this?
No, Kelly, I ain't hear about that, Kelly.
But I don't have time to put it up there. Now I hear nothing about Uber. I wasn't prepared this morning. I didn't know I was gonna have to do stories.
No, it was last second.
I can't. I don't know. I mean, I guess the story we could talk about is Michael Sean's birthday coming up.
Cash App Tuesday.
Will be Cash App Wednesday, boy.
Oh, Cash App Wednesday. Yeah, Cash App Wednesday. Yep. Cash App Wednesday. No, we're doing a telethon. We're basically collecting money from Michael Sean. Like, am I donating to any charities? No, it's going directly to me. So just make sure y'all ready. I'm finally. Oh, Amir said I'm finally stable. If you want to tag me,
I was gonna say you can donate it to the Shawnee Sky Fund, but that's okay. You can go to the Michael Sean Fund.
I mean, of course, like, well, I'll spread the love. I'll spread the love. I'll spread the love to Shawnee Scott. We got then we got a show out here in Jersey that's gonna go down Thursday night, March 3rd. Is gonna be the birthday comedy show. So anybody out here in the Jersey, Philly area, we're gonna be rocking out. Shout out to Big Scott. Shout out to Keith from Up the Block. We're gonna do that and make that happen.
Big Scott and Keith from Up the Block.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Big Scott's a promoter. Keep him Up the Block's one of the comedians that rocks out. So I'll have all that going on. And Jay Black will obviously be in the building. Shout out to my man Talent.
I got a bone to pick with you. I already jumped on Jay Black. Let me get over here so I can look at you while I say this. Listen, y'all always let me know stuff at the last minute. Now, granted, Mike, you did tell me that you had a comedy show for your birthday, but I didn't know that it was such a big deal because Jay Black told me that people trying to get on the list. This is going to be like a really big deal, and finding out on Monday. So I guess I have to hop on the PJ so I can get there for Thursday.
I mean,
but I would like to know. I need you to stop being so modest and let me know, hey, Shawnee, this is going to be a big deal. I'm really going to be putting on. Well, you need to let everybody know that. And
I mean, I know
me and Mo should not find out at the last, and then y'all talk about us and drag us when we go
found
off
out
and
Mo
do
got
stuff.
engaged
But
here.
y'all
But
always leave us out. Y'all always leave us out, and this is what I'm talking about.
Well,
see, that
Shawnee,
ain't
like,
cool. The whole crew should be there. I'm the only one missing. What is it for me to get from Dallas to Jersey?
Stace, I take care of you, Stace. Yes, I add you, Stace.
No, there's no list, Stace. Pay your ticket price.
I got you, Stace.
Pay your ticket price. I guess. I mean, you're right. What's your Cash App? It's $M Sean SHAWN 0902. That's the Cash App that I have.
And we're gonna have it up there. It'll be on social
right
media and
there.
everything.
Yeah, but we didn't think, like, Shawnee, I didn't think you were gonna be able to fly in from Dallas to
But
what up,
you
Amir?
ain't
What's
even
good?
tell me.
I'm good. Good morning, guys.
Give
How
me the
y'all doing today?
opportunity.
Good morning, Amir.
How y'all doing today?
You're right about that.
Apollo.
Hey, Amir, what do you do? What do you do for a living? Like, like, yo.
He Tommy.
Okay, so I do what they call building services. So the company that I work for, my job is to make sure all of this beautiful stuff y'all see in the background is working like it's supposed to work. So lights are working, the carpets look good, the floors and the walls are painted and all that kind of stuff. So it's a pretty cool
you're the
job.
building engineer.
Yeah. Well, they call it
Basically.
building services for the purposes of our company. And we just, like I said, this particular location that I'm at, though, is one of a few different buildings that the company has. They gave me this particular building just actually before COVID happened. And then COVID happened and we had to shut down. So we kind of, reopening and just trying to make sure that everything is up to specs and, everything will be good. The company officially seemingly reopens back April 4th. They kept, pushing it back due to the new protocols that have been called into place here in New York. So, I'm looking for it. The funny thing is, Mike knows this because he saw me when I first started. That's why I'm not suited and booted because there's nobody here. I'm like, look, I don't feel like wearing my nice clothes just for this open space. I can wait till everybody comes back, then I'll get suited and booted again.
No, because I've never seen you, like, every office that you're in is spectacular. Like, it's not even like a regular joint. It's like you're in some old, like, Fortune 500 spot.
So, just so you know, so the way that they've laid out the company going forward, we're closer to having our spaces look like what Google Spaces look like. So they have all these really cool conference rooms and places where you could, get away from your desk and kind of, stretch your legs and, kind of at least move away from your desk for a little bit so you don't have to just feel like you're trapped in a cubicle all day, every day.
So what did you want? What did you want to chime in on? There was something that there has to be something that you want. Go ahead.
So this morning, when I jumped on, I heard you guys talking about the weekend that you had and the conversations that you were having with the young people, and in particular, I heard Jay Black supposedly said something that kind of threw people. The one thing that I'm realizing is as we get older, and this is for everybody in all the various squares, when you're talking to children or even to adults for that matter, the messengers who bring the messages, everybody's going to receive it from a different messenger. So even though you might say something or I might say something, it might not resonate with them when I say it. But when Mike says it, depending on how he says it, it might click for them. And I think we have to do a better job of, it's funny how we live in a world where critical thinking, to me, like I said, isn't necessarily on the forefront as it could and it should be. But I think that it's interesting that we tell our children, these nefarious lies that we've been told for years and years and years, and there are a number of them. But the biggest one is this education one where everybody goes, you have to, go to school and this and that and the third, and you really don't. That's a lie. It's a lie in this regard. Do you need to educate yourself? No question. But now with the way the world is set up in this current format, why do you need to go to a specific place in order to do that? They have all kind of online courses you could take. There's actually websites that give you every course that you could possibly take in college that you could do for free online. So please, let's stop putting our kids in debt. Let's stop putting each other in debt. We got to stop with these narratives that they've, shared with us since we were children. And we now take into adulthood. And now we tell our kids those same lies. We got to start debunking some of that and going, hey, if for whatever reason you feel or think that this makes sense to you, okay, I get it. But the fact that we just always constantly tell, it's like the same thing we say, you know, you get married, you get the white picket fence and this and that and the third. It's a lie. It's a lie.
And they always say for those kids that in high school, well, what college you going to? It's all, hey, I'm graduating this year. What college? That's the first question people always say. What college you going to? Like, why do you gotta go to college?
And these kids may or may not be built for that for a number of reasons. First of all, we have to understand that these kids now have this internet, which has allowed them to become popular all around the world. All around the world. It's funny how we don't really think about how powerful this one tool is compared to everything else that we had in our entire lives. Our existence coming up was word of mouth. You know, Mike Sean is great, but you got to go see him and this and that and the third. But I had to tell somebody that, and then they had to physically go see you. But now you could put a clip up on some obscure website and the right person or the wrong person see it, and boom. You know, these kids are what you call it. Now, I do think that you need to educate yourself in the basics, meaning mathematics. Yes, you need to know the basic addition, subtraction, so forth and so on. You need to know how to budget and, you know, and all that. And I know on Mondays you'll have a very great show with Camari coming on here and, you know, helping us to understand that. But a lot of this other stuff, we've been telling kids and they've been lies for years. Mike, you talk about it all the time, or you allude to it all the time about, you know, some of the stuff that, you know, your parents have told you, and now you've grown and you're like, that don't make sense. I don't even know why they kept on telling me that as a kid. And we do it now, even as adults.
Yeah, we do.
But I hope that we, you know, come to an understanding and start understanding that it's okay to tell your children if that's not your dream, if that's not where your spirit is, because we have so many talented young men and women whose dreams die because they went to college. We have so many young men and women whose dreams die because they went into the workforce.
Yep.
It's just the truth.
You're absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely right. And sometimes and then just, you know, I'm 50. Sometimes we have to today. Yeah. Today.
Thank you, Sean. It'll be 51.
Oh, you're such a hater. Oh my God, you're haters. But sometimes you have to be able to say what I thought I knew I didn't know.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you got to tell you know, you got to be like, I didn't, what I thought my entire life was wrong. And sometimes it's hard for adults to be able to tell their kids or anybody younger than them that, yeah, what I thought was what my perception on things was wrong. And it's that easy. I shouldn't say it's that easy. It's difficult to say it. But sometimes you just have to admit that what I thought this entire time, what I thought it was wrong. And it's just something that I think I get frustrated with people older than me, because I got like what you guys kept telling us over and over and over and over, and you kept smashing us in the head with this. It was wrong. Like it was absolute. Go ahead, Amir.
I think to add to that, I think sometimes too we have to obviously keep things in perspective. It's not always that it was wrong. In that moment, it might have been right for that moment.
Yes.
It might have been right for that time, which is, you know, makes sense. But after you've gotten past that moment or that time, then you need to possibly explain, hey, for that moment, for what was going on, for where the world was, it made sense. Where we are now, it may or may not make sense. I always, you know, encourage everybody. Please take a good hard look of your checklist. And when I say your checklist, I mean the things that morally make sense to you. And you have to decide, do I still keep these things? Do I need to delete them, or do I need to upgrade them? That's just the way you have to look at your life on a constant basis, because the upgrading and the deleting is what is going to allow you to continue to evolve for whatever your next, you know, moment is going to be in your life. We don't tell people that. We tell people, you know, just hang in there and burn bridges and all kind of, like I said, weird stuff.
And look back,
and I'm looking like, come on. You can't continue to tell kids these things. And this is the biggest thing. This newer generation, unlike our generation, they have something that we didn't have, which is not only common sense and the ability to ask questions, but they didn't come up the way we did, where because I said so was the end of the conversation. That was remember when that was the end of the conversation for us? Because I said so, and that was it.
It's final.
You shut it down. And like, okay.
It is literally the dumbest thing. That statement is the dumbest statement ever, because I said so.
But you know what? Again, here's what I say about it. It seemed dumb at the time, or it seems dumb now. But I promise you, when I look back over my life, and I'm probably older than I guess the rest of y'all on here because I just turned 53. And I smile about some of the stuff that my mom or my aunts or my grandmother might have said because I said so. But I think about it now and I go, you know what? Back then, they were trying to protect us. We have so much access to so much information and information overload. And that goes for the children, that goes for the adults. We didn't have that. Everybody I'm showing these squares had them encyclopedias. Do you know how out of date them encyclopedias were even then when you had them? Go back. If you have even one of them somewhere in your house, go back and look at the information. You'd be like, damn, this was out of date for then. But that's the difference. We didn't have access to information and things like we could and we should. And now you fast forward to where we are, and these kids have access to everything. The fact that you can Google anything, technically speaking, and I mean anything, you had to go to the library.
Or ask Alexa.
Or Siri. But you know what's funny? As an adult, the hardest thing to say is I don't know.
Yes.
When somebody asks you a question, you go like, I don't know. Like we're gonna have to find this out together because I don't have an answer. Nobody ever wants to say I don't have an answer, especially when you're a parent. Like you always want to have an answer and you don't. Like I don't think I think kids would be scared to death if they understood how much parents really don't know and how we're really just winging this.
It. Yes.
We're winging this whole thing. We're just going like, I'm trying to figure this out as we go. Like you'll understand that you are my only, like for my situation, you're my only 3 kids. I've never had any experience.
Right.
Other than
like,
you
this is my
3.
first time doing this.
These are my first.
Know.
This is it. Like I don't even know.
And you know what? I'll just add to it this because I make people laugh. It was 5 of us, 4 boys, 1 girl. My brother's deceased, as y'all know, from some of the other conversations we've had. But my oldest brother, we always laugh because I always tell everybody, I say he was the crash dummy. He was first, so. Mom and dad made all kind of mistakes when he came along. So by the time they got to me, it was like, all right, we know a little bit better. We kind of understand some of what we're supposed to be doing. Now, you don't, like you said, it's hard to tell your children this, but you got to be fair and be honest with them. I know, Shawnee, you got 2 beautiful girls. Now, I know, sometimes, like you said, the younger one, she seems to be the more feisty of the 2, this, that, the third. But that's because she's coming to this world with a little different and a little more information overall. The older one, she came in at a time, like I said, where you really didn't know what the heck to do. You was out there like, scratching your head at night. I'm not sure what I should do here. The parenting is probably the toughest and funniest job in the world because as much as we think we're always doing the right thing, your children perceive it a totally different way.
Amir, the funniest thing that I've ever thought about is that my parents raised me when they were in their 20s. And I'm sitting there going, in my 20s? Like my parents were like 23, 24 years old raising a kid. I'm sitting there going like, dog, I didn't know in my 20s, I knew nothing. Nothing. I was 0. Like I can't even fathom having a kid to raise and then having another one 3 years later and saying, okay, I remember my mom being 27 years old. Dude, at 27 years old, I was the most reckless ever when I was 27 years old. Like ever. Like I was on the highest level of just reckless, just have a good time. And to imagine that these 2 individuals had a family and were raising them is crazy. Like I'm 50 now and I realize at 27, dog, they shut up. Like shut up.
Today.
And you add to it, Mike, because you talk about that as well. And Shawnee, you share a lot, like you said, especially, with your girls and Jay Black, you as well. But this is why I always tell people, when you're talking to your children, for a second, think back to when you were that age and what you may or may not have known, and then take a moment before you respond to your children. Because it's easy to go, you should know better. And then you be like, wait a minute. No, when I was that age, I was kind of stupid too. Now that I think about it, didn't have such a overall gift here, so I can't be too mad at you because you're trying to figure a lot of this stuff out too. the other, thing that you guys brought up, the situation with the car and the baby, which obviously very horrendous situation. Emotionally speaking, and this is something that I'm hoping that we all work on. Emotionally speaking, horrible situation, terrible thing to do to a mom, whatever. But I'll tell you this, kind of fun story. So when we was kids, we used to go to the Danbury State Fair. My mom's and my pops used to take us to Danbury State Fair. So one year we went, and I think there's a beach or something close by or whatever, and we lost my little brother, which was Malik. We had lost him at the beach, or my father lost him at the beach. So it's me, my father, my two older brothers. We come back, we tell my mom, oh, look, we done lost Malik. She's like, what? What you mean you lost my baby? To your point, sometimes as parents, we have so much stuff going on in our heads that we really think that we have things compartmentalized and or in a space or in a way that makes sense. But again, because you're constantly trying to figure out a million things all at the same time, some things might get lost in translation. It doesn't make you a bad parent. It doesn't make you irresponsible. It just means you had a lapse in a moment. Now, obviously, we found my brother, and so forth and so on. But I share that with people because we can't always be so hard on one another when people have lapses. That happens. Nobody walking this earth. I always say that people kill me with the, perfectness. I'm like, who walking this earth is perfect? I'll wait, because it's not one of us. Not one of us. So stop. No, you're not. No, you're not. You had a moment too. You won't admit to it because then that means that you have to come up off of the nonsense persona that you've told the world is supposedly you when it's not you. Be you. We fine with it. We'll figure it, we'll figure the rest of it out. But a lot of what we're up against is, is that in this particular day and age and at this time. And I just hope that, again, we do a better job. And then the last thing I'll say, because I heard this as well, with Mo talking about sharing. Look, y'all. Besides the fact that we got a gazillion people in this world, I don't know if y'all ever do this. I know some of you, do lives and stuff like that. You ever look at somebody's live and it'd be 12 people on yours, but then you look at somebody else and it'd be 450, or be 1,000 or whatever. And it could be a DJ situation. It could be a regular talking situation. The point is, if you're sharing information, you're sharing information. The payoff in sharing the information is the universal law that once you give, you will receive, period. Our problem is we've been taught to believe that the receiving has to be something of a tangible situation in the moment. When the beauty of it is, and I watched each and every one of y'all go to the New Edition concert, and I freaked a friend of mine out yesterday. He was in the music industry for a very long time. I told him, I said, I've never seen New Edition in concert. He said, what? So I've never seen him in concert. I said, but I'm not saying that as a braggadocious thing. I'm not a concert person. Like, I've seen a few in my life. I can honestly say maybe on one hand how many concerts I've been to. I just, because after a while, if you don't have a great catalog, then I'm sitting in there like this. So what am I go for? I could just put your greatest hits on in my house and I'm good. Don't have to get dressed up. I'm good. But I say all that to say, sharing information is about making the conscious and the overall world better. It's not about just directly what you do and what you lend. It's about making the whole entire conscious better, because as you do that, then you now have a new tribe of people who also want to resonate off that same energy and put it in the world. And once we get there, we'll have so much more peace and so many more people who are doing the right thing versus those who are doing the wrong thing. So I just, wanted to add that to the conversation. So,
well, damn, Amir, you done wrapped up the show.
Yes, he did. He broke the whole show down, wrapped it up, and spun it around. Yeah,
no doubt.
Real quick,
go ahead,
real quick, before we get up out of here, got a shout out to Trendsetter 808. He created this nice visual for Mike. So just so you guys remember. Cash App Mike Sean Day is March 2nd. That is this Wednesday. Get y'all $5 ready, and we want you to Cash App Mike at $MSean0902. $5. You can do 10, you can do 20, 5, you can do 1, but we would like to get 5 so we can wish Michael Sean a very happy 51st birthday.
Nice.
Nice.
Mike look good for 51. No,
say my birthday.
51st birthday. Listen, Mike is he is over half a century. Over half a century old. He is over half.
I guess we Shiny, we strive to get to that age though. Honestly,
I'm like trying to get there, and I want to get there, and I want to look like you and have all the energy that you have when I get to 51 too.
Bless his heart.
Yes, I want to be like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
Does February always just have 28 days? Or is it
no?
No, every 4 years it has 29. Every 4 years it has 29. And I only know because one of my older brother's birthdays is the 29th.
I feel crazy because I feel like my birthday is coming faster. All right. Whatever, y'all.
Happy birthday, Drake.
Cash App is gonna go down Wednesday. Cash App Wednesday is gonna pop off. So make sure you send me your Cash App and don't send me $1. It's kind of disrespectful. Like
that might be all they have, Mike. That might be all they have.
All right.
We trying to get something now. Listen, we ain't turning no money away, Mike.
You had look up and be $5,000. You'd be like, wait a minute, okay.
Amir, I'm gonna tell you what, Amir. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I know in them fancy offices, send me $1 and see if me and you don't thumb wrestle. Send me $1. All right, y'all. This has been great. Shout to everybody that was on the show. Shout to Rodney Perry. Who else? Who else did we have?
Camari, our Financial Rebel. Get your taxes done.
Financial Rebel. Get your taxes done. Mm-hmm. And we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that, and understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute. Every second, you fight for everything in your life. Fight for your happiness. Never let anybody take that from you. It's Michael Sean, Jay Black, Shawnee Scott, Amir, Sexy Mo, and the whole entire crew. Takeover Legends, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.